and sit down.
Yeah, it's showing up on YouTube, mate, so that's all right. Brilliant.
Yep.
Hello, folks. Slight delay there. Sorry, that I just wanted our little silverback to get his cup of tea sorted out so that he's all ready and willing to go. Yeah. It's Wednesday. We're a bit earlier this week. Normally we would be on at 4, but Lamekins there's got the day off, so we thought we'd give you an extra hour of our inane drivel. So it's Colin here at Festa 67's workshop, and
it's Dave from Model Maker Dave's workshop. Hello, everyone.
We're doing our little Thunderbuddies build this week with the old Thunderbird 2s. So we'll be starting them in a minute. I'll just have a quick looky-loo who's in the chat, Dave. Paul's in Plastic Monkeys. Good afternoon to us both.
Hello, Paul.
That's me saying, hope you're both safe and well, despite the misspelling there. It's like I put links up in the Facebook and realised it was the first one had the wrong time, and then the second one had last week's date. I'm like, I think I'll give up and just.
Can't get the stuff, can you?
Yeah, mate, I've been a bit vague all day, Dave. It's like, oh, really? Something in the air, mate. Paul's saying he's safe and well, thanks. Just sorting out the school runs for next week after a 6-week break. Yeah, it's back to school time, isn't it? I still think it's a little early, Dave, don't you? Because I still think we got this world still on fire scenario. I don't know.
Could be, but I don't know. Get them back into a routine.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis is in, model making trucker. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Just notice Spanners ain't on because he's supposed to be a mod. I'll check that in a minute, mate, and see what's going on. Sarah Jane's in saying hiya, Sarah Jane. Hope you're doing all right. Dave's in, Dave, saying hello, everyone.
Oh, that imposter again, is it?
Yeah, and that's us saying that Dave's sorting his brew, and Dave's, yeah. Lewis is saying white with 2 sugars.
Not quite white. It's we're
the honey badgers, isn't we? We like a bit of honey in our tea.
It's got. I've put three shovels of honey in.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I went for 2 just to give myself a bit of a boost. But
I think I need a boost. I might have to disappear and have a Mars bar or something.
Yeah, I've got my bottle of replenishment fluid, should we say. Tim Young's going, hi, just sat down at my table and this came up on YouTube. Perfect timing.
Oh,
as long as you're comfortable, Tim, happy days. Let us know in the chat what you're building, mate. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to me Minicam to do the bit at the bench, folks. We'll keep an eye on chat as best we can throughout. So apologies if there's a delay between us commenting on your chats, but we are aware you're there. It's just obviously this is at the bench, and yeah, we're kind of getting engrossed, don't we, Dave?
We do. Right, let's get Jasper out the way, because otherwise...
Yeah, I'm just going to sort out my mod situation, because there's a few folks that should be in there that aren't, so... Let's have a looky-loo and find out what's going on the YouTubes and get that sorted out.
So as everyone can see, mine has sort of caught up a little bit with Colin, and I've come up with my own 3-color camouflage digital scheme.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because I'm going to reveal what I'm trying to base mine on. It's the what if and bringing this into the real world. And I think that a futuristic Royal Air Force would use something like this as a replacement for the Chinook helicopter.
Good shout.
Bearing in mind that the Chinook helicopter is a do it all, carry it all, go everywhere, roughy-tufty helicopter for transport of various odds and ends. And bearing in mind, Thunderbird 2 is a do-it-all, roughy-tufty, go-anywhere transport thing, I thought it would be a good what-if scenario.
Good man.
I've done the pod in NATO green because what I'm going to do with this is the scenario I'm going to put this in is a medical pod. It can be a dressing station or something like that, an emergency medical centre that's been dropped into a world scenario of some disaster or other to help everybody out. So that's pretty much where I am. I'm going to do a bit of spraying on the rear engines. Yeah. To get them up a little bit more. And I was thinking of doing this as some sort of digital camo to kind of match in with that. But after doing that and cutting everything out, I'm going to have a break. It kind of did my eyes in a little bit. So I'm wimping out, as they might say.
No, I'm liking the look of that, Dave. That's subtle, mate.
For those that want to know what colours I use, now I'm going to have to think about it. The base colour is REF Ocean Grey. Then you've got RAF Medium Sea Grey.
Yeah.
And then you've got what Vallejo term as light grey.
Yeah.
Over top. So it's a bit of a grey mishmash of colours. I didn't want to do anything too dark or go particularly nuts with anything too light. If I remember what I've done with it. For the stenciling, I've used this.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that.
Which I got from a download from someone that was doing something similar on YouTube. Yeah. And all I've done is printed it out and then stuck a film over the top, and then I can stick me masking tape on and then do all my cutouts as and when I need to. Yeah. But as you can see, I've now gone through on a couple of bits. So I think this one is getting very close to the end of its useful life. So another one will be printed out and I'll use another.
Yeah, it's a natty little idea, Dave, isn't it, at the end of the day, and it helps with the build progress. So, yeah, good for you.
Well, and I've used this on 76 scale. I've used it on the Thunderbird, which is 1/300. I think you can get away with using this on anything up to about 1/35. Yeah, you just kind of work it out for yourself as to what you want to do. You don't have to follow the guidelines. No, you can do your own thing. Just have a ruler and a very sharp knife or scalpel.
Oh, mint, mate. Mint.
So that's pretty much where I am. I'm going to give this a slight sand down just because you can, as you run your finger over, you can feel the different levels.
You just got to flatten it down a bit.
Excuse me. You can feel where the stencils have been and the paint's kind of up against where the stencils were. But otherwise, thoroughly enjoying this.
Absolutely. Nim's in chat saying hello, everyone. Just popping in to say hi before I go to sleep before work. Sleep well, Nim.
Thanks Sleep well, Nim. Thank you. Thanks for popping in.
Sarah James saying hi to Nim. Tim saying hi, Colin and Dave. He's adding the aerial wire rigging to a 1/44 scale Hellcat, 0.7 wire and super glue fun. Hey, mate, get yourself some easy line as well, mate. That normally works.
Yeah.
Great. Sarah's going, no, TB2 is green and only green. You're ruining years of happy childhood watching. Hey, Nim, sorry, Sarah Jane, mine's green.
Mine's not.
Tim's going, he loves it. Next generation RAF. Dave, that's me saying to Lewis. That's me saying to Lewis to type something in the chat just to double check the spanners, because some of them are coming up and some aren't. It might be a YouTube bug, but I've just checked and everyone that is a mod is listed. So, yeah. Tim Youngs is going, if you want to ruin Thunderbirds, ask if spending billions of pounds to build a secret island base and planes to rescue 1 or 2 people a week is the best use of resources. Sarah J's going, can't put a price on saving lives. Good girl. Candygram for Mun goes in. Hello, Candygram. Hope you're doing all right, fella.
Yeah, hello, mate.
I do love that handle, I must admit.
Oh, yeah.
What have I been up to on TB2? I suppose that kind of big screen. It's been a bit of a change since last week. I've gone round and had a bit of deal, but as you can see, US Army on the side there, because it's a nod to our friend in Fulda, Germany, Sergeant Bones. We got a bit of decalage going on the side there, warnings, because I've got the big thruster jets going on. And it's shark mouth approved, Dave. Look.
You had to put one on there, didn't you?
Thunderbird 2's got shark mouth. So yeah. That's what I've been up to with mine. She had a what's the name of it? Pre-shade, even there you go. I told you I was a bit vague today. She was pre-shaded and then misted over with a bit of green. Once all the decals are on, she's going to have a pin wash. Panel lines will get accentuated. Vents will get weathered and all of that. So it's got a fair old whack to go. But we are at decaling stage at the moment. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, is putting on the rest of her stripes so that I can then clear coat her once the decals have gone down and get ready for brushing the jets and doing all the support vehicles, because they're all still in primer at the moment. And the hairy stick is going to be used on them to detail them up. So Candygram's going, the shark mouth is perfection. It is, isn't it? You like that, don't you?
Yeah, it's good.
And it's just got that face of a shark, isn't it? It's like, yeah, get some of that. Chomp, chomp, chompity chomp. And yeah, I've been going round my man cave with my Thunderbird 2, and I might have been doing Thunderbirds Argo.
I've been doing the countdown, you know, the 5, 4.
Yeah, and I'm like, really, Festa? Come on, what's wrong with you? You know, so.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows we're bleeding kids at heart, so.
Absolutely. Papa Smurf saying he's just popped in to say hi all. My bad. Forgot you was on. Going to be running taxi service soon. We'll watch later, promise. Yeah, we're an hour early this week, mate. Normally we don't come on until 4 o'clock, but Lamekins there was off work today, and we decided to join you a bit earlier. So
yeah. Blame it on me. My fault, because
absolutely is, mate.
Even I forgot that I had today off and was reminded at work last week. Don't forget, you're off on Wednesday, and we had a bit of an argument as to whether I was off. When I went back and checked at what I'd booked, and I thought, oh, do I feel a prat now?
Yeah. Quano man saying hi all. Hi, Quano. Hope you're doing all right.
Hello, Quano man. Hope all is good.
And that's Candygram going, yeah, the shark mouth's absolute perfection. Yeah, cheers, mate.
I think you got a bit of support there, mate.
It had to be done. It's still Thunderbird 2 in my mind, don't get me wrong, but I just thought I would just add that on there because, you know, it's leaving me, isn't it? Where did I put them? There you go, that'll do. I've got my other one in my apron. Yeah.
You got your penny on, have you?
No, not yet. It had a try on yesterday, though, and I must admit, I think it's quite fetching. Yeah, I know. I am that man of a certain age.
I don't quite know what to say at the moment.
Hey, mate, don't worry about it. It's just good for me. It's going to make perfect sense when I ain't the one spilling stuff all over me, mate. It's my apron, so you're not allowed to mock it.
Would I ever?
There is nothing wrong with wearing an apron. That's what I'm telling myself, and it's a nice apron. Not one of these namby-pamby ones. It's a proper waxed or oiled. You know what I mean? It's, yeah.
What, it's one that you pinched off the missus, is it?
No. I think that you all might have laughed at me if I came in smothered in chrysanthemums or whatever they're called, but yeah. You're picking on me again. Dave's bullying me. You won't have to tell your mum. Mama Dave, he's bullying me again.
And I'll get a clip round the ear hole.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell Mama Fox because I'm Mama Fox's favourite.
Or just a creep.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh, don't want to drop Thunderbird 2 there, do I?
It's better.
Well, just like that. Sit on the end of there, and then we'll get them off when they're dry. Just sand the edges down then.
I think we had the other glasses on, and then I might stand a reasonable chance of seeing what I'm doing.
Oh, you're having trouble seeing stuff, are you?
I'm always having trouble seeing stuff, even when it's 3 inches away from the tip of my nose.
Yeah, so you could have put them in an apron pocket, couldn't you? There you go. Let that sit for a minute. One for the other side. Hello, Frankie. All right, mate. Frankie goes to Hobbywood's in the chat. Hope you're doing all right, Frankie. Loving all your food photographs, mate. Keep them coming. But yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed doing these, Dave, haven't we? These little Thunderbird toes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put that on there. Don't want to do a Captain Stabberty, do I? Did one of them last night. I had to break the super glue out again, Dave.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, I was doing a bit of grouting in the bathroom overnight, just giving it its last little top bit of grout.
Mm.
And I was using my grouting sponge, but also I had a couple of just niggly bits. So I got the old wallpaper scraper out, you know, the ones we got with the 3D printer.
Oh, yeah.
And I might have slipped with it, and it went diagonally right into my thumb under the thumbnail. So I had a big slicey along the side of my thumb. So the super glue was deftly applied, as you can see. But yeah, the whole corner of it went in, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's a bit deep, that one. And I just sort of run it under the tap and that to clean it out. I was dabbing at it, and oh, mate, do you think it would close? I was like, really?
Those things never do.
I put a bit of tape around it. No, it was still oozing out. So I thought, Man Cave Industrial Super Glue, and it was deftly applied with held together with a pair of long nose pliers whilst the super glue went off, and yeah. So
was it a fudge sticks and dagnammit?
Actually, no, it was like, really, I was just getting into what I was doing, and I have to go and do a captain stab at it. More annoyed with myself because I keep cutting myself lately, and yeah, I know what's going to happen sooner or later. I'm going to do a cut, and I'm going to be in trouble, wouldn't I? Because it's, halfway through the damn night, and yeah, so
Yeah,
I just need to be a little bit more understanding when I'm having the shakes and that, not to pick up sharp stuff, because that's normally when I'm struggling. But I just thought I'd occupy myself. I was feeling a bit traumatized. It'd been a tough night.
yeah. No, don't. Oh.
But no, if anyone wants to get these kits, they're by a company called Imai, isn't they, Dave? Is it Imai? Imai?
Imara? I don't know. The box is far. I can't see it. No. I think, it's Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah. And we got these off the flea bay, didn't we? So
We most certainly did. Yeah. A reasonable price to pay is about 30 quid.
yeah.
Ish. They're all thereabouts.
But they don't turn out that bad a kit, really. All right, they're not super detailed, are they? Out of the box, you do need a fettle.
Yeah, you will need to exercise a bit of fettlage.
But all in all, they ain't that bad.
I'm now in trouble now.
And we got the paddy wagons coming up next, didn't we?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting little build, methinks.
Yeah, different. Something a bit different in it. I think we can put them ones on next. Right, Frankie's going, yeah, laugh out loud. I'd never noticed I'd uploaded 100 plus food pictures in the gallery. Yeah, we mentioned it the other day, Frankie, that you're a bit of a foodaholic, but mate, you're a brilliant cook. Tim Youngs is asking, what scale are they? I honestly don't know. We had this discussion, didn't we, Dave?
Well, I'm going by what I discovered on the inside of the cockpit front.
Yes.
So it would be, I think it was on the bottom piece, so it'd be on the other side of this.
Yeah.
It said 1/300th.
There you go, then.
So I'll take it that it's 1/300th.
Hey, mate, it's Thunderbird too. What can you say?
Well, yeah. You're not really worried about scale size when you're talking about Thunderbird 2.
But yeah, it's quirky little kits, isn't they? You know what I mean? It's finding someone that actually made one, and it was like, yeah, it's got to be done. And that was just a random chat in an hangout one night, wasn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, what? I've just found someone that does a Thunderbird too. We promptly was sat there doing Thunderbird noises and playing the roles of Scott and Virgil for about 40 minutes, weren't we?
There or thereabouts, I think.
Like the pair of idiots we both are. And it was like, yeah, buddy build.
I think the buddy build was a foregone conclusion before we hit the buy button.
Yeah.
So,
Calling International Rescue. No, I'm not going to do it live. I promised myself I wouldn't.
mind you, I must admit, since getting my subscription to BritBox, I've been watching it again because they've got the whole series on BritBox.
You've been binging, haven't you?
I might have watched one or I've watched 2 so far. Watched the first one with the when the aircraft got into trouble.
Yeah.
And then the second one, what was it? Pit of Peril or something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's classic television, mate.
And
From a bygone age, Dave,
yeah.
isn't it?
They've also got the whole series of Captain Scarlet.
Was you doing Captain Scarlet noises with your modelling paintbrush?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
This is the voice of the Mr. Bobs.
Yeah, you probably guessed it. We don't get out a lot, Dave, do we? I think the society is better for it. But yeah, Nat's in, model making truckers in as well. Yeah, so your spanner's working. Is Nat's spanner not come up yet? This is odd, this is, because they're both mods. That's a bit strange. Give it another couple of minutes, Nat, and it might activate. But they're all in there, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be YouTube having
a bit of an issy fit. Yeah, I mean, Lewis's one took about 5 minutes to kick in after he went in the chat. So they're both in there. I'll just double check. It's just making sure that mods stuff is working, because the whole idea of having mods in it, Dave.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just double check my settings to make sure. Bum, 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 bum. Community. Scrolly Pops. And 5670. Yeah, model waiting trucker. Yeah, let's just re-put that in because it's still not showing. So let's do that process again. Yeah, there's some funny little bugs going on at the moment with the YouTube. We had it with one of our live streams, didn't we, that wasn't talking. And yeah, it's all a bit strange.
It's all gone a bit Pete Tong, as they say.
Yeah, I think they're playing with something. I don't know what. Let's have a look. There it is. It's in there now. And save again. All right, okay. And just double check that that's saved it to the list. Yep. Saved it to the list. Happy days. And go back to my thing. And yeah, type something in the chat in about 2 minutes, Nat. And that should be you sorted as well, sweetheart. Happy days. Nat's going to, speaking of tanks, I may have got myself a new Citadel paints for a Predator tank. Oh, good girl.
Oh.
You're saying hello again and just had to do the school run. Nat apologising for being late. Don't worry, we're early, Nat. It's not you guys being late. We decided to do an hour earlier than normal. Normally we would be on at 4 o'clock. So Jim Youngs was saying, I was wondering about making a Dio. There are loads of war game vehicles in 1/285th scale. That's a weird little scale, Dave.
1/285th?
Yeah, that's like, cool, I've not heard of that scale before. I haven't it.
Oh. That is an odd one. I would have thought it would have been 1 280th or 1 290th.
Oh yeah, Lewis is going. He's just picked up a new tank that he's going to do in the truck and hopefully complete this one. Oh mate, tell you something. Doing them little tank tracks in your truck, there's going to be greebles and carpet monsters and all, mate. Right. Tim's going. Yeah, it's the 6mm war games. Of course, yeah. Of course, 6mm. Yeah. Like us two idiots, no.
Yeah,
We just nod and agree. The experts are in the chat, mate. We're just the two numpties trying to keep you all occupied. We know nothing. There'll no doubt be our stalkers and haters out there all nodding in approval. Yeah, they don't know anything. Yeah. Tell you something though, Dave. The decals on this this kit and half go down well.
Do they?
Yeah, I must admit they're pretty. Considering the kit is early 90s, was it?
Oh, no,
1992. So yeah, you know, fair old age, isn't it?
God, yeah, they are getting on a bit.
Good man, model making trucker. It's rubber band tracks. Good choice. And Tim Youngs is going, yeah, Game HQ decided to set it into a proper ratio scale a few years ago. Yeah, absolutely. GHQ is the war game company, not the British. Yeah, GCHQ. Yeah, we know the ones. Never look up because you never know whether they're taking a picture of your boat, do you? You know what I mean? Lewis is going, what you two don't know about modelling, you could write on the back of a postage stamp. Trouble is, it's the size of a football field. We try our best, Dave, don't we? We've picked up loads of little tips over the years and, well, yeah, little snippets and little things that we all do in our man caves, and we just pass it on, don't we, Dave?
Well, yeah.
Nothing wrong with having a little tidbit of information. That sounded wrong, didn't it?
A tidbit can go a long way.
There you go. I just want them hanging off the back so that when I go around and do the big decals, it's suitably done. So we got...
Right.
I think they made a boo-boo when they printed them double stripes, you know, because no, my bad. They go on the rockets, don't they? So I won't be putting them on yet because I haven't finished the rockets. Rockets, because they're a thing. Oh,
Is that the same with fork handles?
yeah. I'm dropping stuff again, Dave. Really? You get wibble. Yeah. Oh, not as good as the wibble I had the other day, though, is it?
Oh no, that was a good one.
I'll tell you, Andy McLeish, mate, would have been immensely proud of me, mate, if he had witnessed that. It was a proper full-blown festa wibble.
It was a no holds barred wibble. It was right in there.
And of course, Dave did the thoroughly approved hangout buddy thing of just sitting there and mocking me and laughing at me, and it really helped. But I would have done exactly the same.
Listen, mate, if Boot was on the other foot, you would have done exactly the same thing.
Without shadow of a doubt, mate. You know this.
You know.
We do like a good moan, don't we, and a good wibble. Muse is in, saying good morning. Hello, Muse. Hope you're doing all right.
Hello, Muse.
Everything's calmed down in the States and that everyone's sharing the love, mate. Nat saying hello to Muse. Oh, that's good, Nat. Your spanner's working. Brilliant.
Uh-oh.
Muse is going laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. Nat and Lewis have now got band hammers. So, yeah.
So would they be known now as the Hammer Twins?
Model making truckers going, you really helped me last night when I did a bit more filming and you didn't even know it. Oh, happy days, mate. Nothing like people feeling the love, mate. That's what we're about, isn't it, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Lewis going, burp, just about to run away from a wasp. Oh, you doing that proper girly run, are you? Ooh. Yeah. Nat's going, yeah, you're always the supportive partner, Dave. Absolutely. I'm Nat, honestly. I was having a proper moan to myself. Almost fell off my chair, didn't I, Dave? I got myself in a right old state.
Do you know, I wish I was recording that because
I had to go and make a cup of tea, put my feet up and calm down, didn't I? I was all flustered, mate. I don't even know what it was about.
You have a wibble like that. I wish I'd had the record button and could have recorded posterity.
I had a bit of a bout of the Edward Spannerhands, didn't I? And everything I picked up ended up on the floor. There were bottles of glue, paintbrushes, me tweezers were down there, 2 knives, a bottle of microstyle, you know. And I just lost it. I got the hump with myself, didn't I? And I was having a right old moan. And I looked at him and he was pretty much falling back on the back of his chair. He said, "You feel better?" I went, "Oh, it just gets old, Dave. It's doing my canister in today, mate." I spent the rest of the night with a paintbrush in my hand, but I had a rubber band around the paintbrush around my pinky finger, like, you know what I mean, to hold it. So, yeah, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Muse is going...
Proper wibble.
Yeah, Muse is going in the perfect world, Cole, yeah, but nah. People don't know how to act. I know, Muse. I don't know when this became a thing, but it's, I mean, is it a generational thing? We was chatting about this the other day, Dave, weren't we, about stuff, and are we noticing things more now that the older we get, we're in cantankerous old fart mode? Or is it that manners and society and general courtesy amongst others with crowds of people, or, you know, have social skills plummeted? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, I freely admit I have turned into a right cantankerous old git. I'm a cross between Alf Garnett and Victor Meldrew, you know. I can get me lip out and, you kids today don't know how good you've got it, you know. In my day, we never done this, and Lewis is going, yeah, arms flailing and everything. They were, mate. I think I actually threw a paintbrush in the end when it was like, you might as well go down there and all, because you're going to be there in a minute. Clunk.
Yeah, it was done with a proper stroppy attitude in the voice, and it was.
Oh, mate, purposeful strop, wasn't it, Dave?
Oh. I wish I'd recorded it.
Candygrams going at Tim Young's. You reminded me that I spent countless happy hours in the 80s playing tabletop war games with miniatures in 1/285th. Excuse me. I've still got some unpainted World War II GHQ vehicles made of cast lead. Bloody hell. Hell's bells, mate.
Cool.
Thanks, Lewis. Don't forget to stick the thumbs up, Colin and Dave. Yeah, it does make a difference. A lot of people ask, well, how does giving a thumbs up help? It raises the status of the stream in the Google algorithms and search engines. So if you get a lot of thumbs ups during a show or a live stream, it just knocks it up the search rankings, and it helps footfall go through your channel and people view your content, and it is massively appreciated if you do that. Same as clicking the bell. It lets you get notified of any video content that's there. I mean, I upload more or less 24 hours a day, don't I, Dave? Because I suffer badly with insomnia and I might binge upload overnight. So If you don't click the bell, you miss it. So have a little clicky pops on the bell. Thumbs ups, I'm always massively appreciated. Muse is saying, yes, it is generational. No one raises their kids anymore. Yeah, I mean, I brought my boys up with LL&R, love, loyalty, and respect. And, you know, mind your P's and Q's, respect your elders, you know, be respectful of women, always offer or open a door, or, you know, be a gentleman, that sort of thing. And never swear or use cusses in front of your mother, even though we swear like a pair of troopers. It's still, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. And, you know, my youngest lad, I never forget, he called my wife a name one night, and it kind of blurted out. And I looked at him and I said, did you just call my wife that name? And it's the first time he had heard me not refer to Helen as his mum. And he looked at me and I went, even I don't use that word. I said, so now you've disrespected my wife and you've disrespected me. So I frog marched him up the stairs. I packed his little sports bag, a couple of pairs of socks, you know, some tighty whities and a change of clobber, and I gave him the bag and I said, there you go. I said, door's there, off you go. You don't live in my house anymore. Dave, honestly, 10 minutes later, you could hear the sobbing on the doorstep. And when I opened the front door, he was clinging to the letterbox like that. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to go and give Mum a cuddle, tell her I'm sorry. I'm going to get ready for bed. He said, I'm going to think the error of my ways. Mate, my job was done. He never said it again. But yeah. Nat is saying she can picture a rain of diamond gems. Nat, honestly, it's just as well I didn't start that because, oh, mate, honestly, it was the best wobbler I've thrown in a long time.
All I can say is it was most entertaining.
It was a good one. And Dave was like, I have never seen you lose your rag like that. I went, wow. Been one of them days, mate. Cup of tea and a stroop waffle, and I was back down to earth. It was like, yeah. Lewis is going, yeah, I will say that our kids are brought up with good old-fashioned morals and values. Good for you. And what lovely kids they're turning into. They're beautiful kids, mate. Trucker's going, that bell is good and bad when I'm home. It reminds me, and when I'm at work, I see it, and I want to pull over and watch. Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's one of those, the clicking of the bell. I mean, I instinctively, when I go into a live stream, before I even start watching it, as soon as it's loaded, I just go, bing, thumb up. Because at the end of the day, someone is putting out content to try and entertain me. The least you can do is show a bit of respect, isn't it? Muse is going, my kids know how to act, but so many 20-somethings do not, and now their kids are far worse. Yeah, it's a millennial thing, isn't it? Quano's going, yeah, I clicked your bell at the end of the first video I watched. Yeah, no worries, mate. Perfect. Muse is saying, laugh out loud, me too, to Nat. And Lewis says, my kids swear or anything, I have a jar of English mustard in the fridge. Quick dunk of the finger and into the mouth, they won't do it again. Yeah, my mum, Lewis, had a big bar of that carbolic soap. And it would get hammered in your chops like watching a postman trying to put a big parcel through the letterbox. Oh, yeah.
My mum had the old fairy green soap that you used to have in the kitchen.
Yeah. Muse's going, mustard. I have to tell you to try harder. I can imagine Muse's punishments. I can just imagine. You said what, right? Yeah. Muse would probably put a spell on you.
Do you know what? I have no wish or want to try and find out either. I am a little bit scared.
Yeah, our Muse is a witch. And I don't mean that as an insult. She's into all the witchy stuff, and fair play to her. I can imagine she has great fun with that and all. Yeah, cross Muse at your peril.
I have no intention to.
Sergeant Bones is in. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late. Got a bit of an headache today. You're not late, Sarge. We went on at 3 o'clock today, mate. We went in a bit earlier, buddy. Yeah, I was saying to Dave, I've had a day of feeling vague, and I think it's the air pressure that we was on about the other day, mate. It's, yeah, I mean, my balance is off, and yeah, proper off kilter again day, you know, and it's like, really? We're just killing time till you got in anyway, Sarge. We're doing our Thunderbirds, mate, as you've probably noticed. It's Thunderbird 2 noisy, Sarge, hey? And yeah, the US Army, mate. US Army approved, Sarge. Oh, yeah, and Sarge didn't see the shark mouth, did he? There you go, Sarge. Oh, chat's jumped up there. Let's have a little looky-loo. Nat saying, "Hi, Sarge. Hope you get well. Feel better soon." Lewis is saying hello to Sarge. Music saying, "My mum tried that with hot sauce. I busted out laughing, and she just shook her head." Yeah, a friend of mine's got some of that really powerful chili sauce, Dave. You know, you put it in and it knocks your block off stuff. He said, they get a drop of that, and I went, yeah. I said, but if they're not used to that, it could really mess with them, couldn't it? You know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, my mum and her carbolic soap, I used to dread that, but it's my fault for swearing, wasn't it? Sarge's going, yeah, oi, Lewis. Lewis is going, laugh out loud, Muse. I can imagine you just drinking the mustard straight out the jar. Yeah, I have an affinity for Marmite, and I am known for my ability to just sit there with a jar of Marmite with a spoon in it and just, yeah, chomp away quite happily. Sarah Jane saying, Dad threw me out, so I ran away and the police brought me back and I got more of a telling off. It's not fair. Yeah, I did that. I used to enjoy going off for one of the runaway weekends. You know, yeah. You'd get a platform ticket at your local train station, and I would hide on the train, turn up at my uncle's place. Sarge is going, yeah, I think you're right. Appreciate your waiting. Laugh out loud. Oh, bless you. Muse is saying, yeah, the weather's giving her headaches as well. It does, doesn't it? It's that air pressure and, oh, it just... Sergeant Bones is saying, love it, Cole. It's the best thing about this hobby. We can be quirky all we want. Yeah, I struggled when I first started YouTubing because I tried to do me builds and conform to what I thought modeling was, you know, because I just instinctively thought of the old days with modeling clubs and rivet counters at you, and I thought, I don't need none of that. I'll try and be good and do things how they should be done. And yeah, I kind of didn't last very long, Dave, with it, if you know what I mean, because my quirky side has always been there. And I just thought, you know something, I am who I am. I build how I build. People either love it or they'll hate it. But I can't change it. So I went back to doing things my way. It's, you know, I'm not saying my way is the right way. Is different people do things differently, don't they? But I don't know. I nearly knocked you off your seat the other day, didn't I? When I said I might have a go at doing a build out of the box.
Yeah, I'm still in shock.
And I still don't know whether I could do it, Dave. Music's going, yeah, bottled hellfire, yum. Candy Graham's going, yeah, Marmite's delicious. The next time I have a steak, I'm going to try some Marmite on it. Yeah, put some cross-hatching knife cuts on the steak and then put a bit on the knife and just walk it along the knife cut so it's just a little bit proud and it'll soak into the knife cuts and it's just a back taste and oh mate, it's mint. Well, it's not mint, it's Marmite, but you know what I mean. Quano's going, I'm pretty sure that Marmite is Satan's toe jam. Oh, don't say that. Oh. Music's saying, yeah, she knows it's going to rain long before the weather person. Yeah, we have this inbuilt barometer, don't we? Jacqueline's going, as we've missed much. No, we've just been chatting because we knew you were going to be late, Jacqueline. It's not a problem, sweetheart. We started earlier today. You've not missed much. Just us two having a moan and a groan and bemoaning the world. And yeah.
Yeah, it's Dave changing it all about because he got an extra day off that he didn't think he had.
Yeah. Nat saying hi to Jacqueline, Sarah Jane, Candy Graham for Mungo, goes well on lasagna as well. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Good girl. Nat's going, I can't think of anything worse than Marmite.
I am with Nat on this one. I am not a Marmite fan.
Really? Oh, Dave. Oh, it's all about the Marmite. Mind you, though, you do cheese and that, don't you? And I can't. So. Nat's going, hi, Sarah Jane. Jacqueline's going, hi, miss you starting early. Yeah, I posted the link up. The first one I hadn't edited the time on, so I edited the time, and then I posted another one, and I looked at it, and it had last week's date on it, and I gave up after that. Sarge's going in, worse than Marmite. Try Vegemite.
Veg what?
Vegemite.
No, I never heard of that.
Apparently, it's supposed to be a bit gnarly. Sarge's saying he does like both, but yeah. I agree with Sarah Jane. Having no Marmite is far worse. Yeah, it's one of those when you get the overnight fridge raid. You know, I mean, we're blokes. We do like an out of hours fridge raid, don't we? And the jar of Marmite gets bought out on every opportunity. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what sandwiches I'm knocking up or anything, it's like, yeah. Jacqueline saying hello to Nat. Oh, excuse me. Grant's in. He's a quick check-in from work. Have a good show. Of course, Grant, thanks for popping in, mate, and don't get caught by the boss, mate. And if you do, just blame Dave because he's been picking on me, mate.
Hey, he can blame me all he wants. I don't care.
Yeah, Candy Graham. Is that a wibble? Candy Graham's going, thanks, Sarah Jane. I wouldn't have imagined. I'll definitely give it a try. Nat saying hello back to Grant. Nat says, yeah, you have confused me as you put in the 26th. Yeah, I know. Music saying she got a notification this time, so happy days. So, yeah, I made a bit of boo-boo on the links. I'm so sorry, folks. I'll pay more attention next time. I actually thought I'd posted them, but I didn't. I'd created the link last week and I'd forgot to share it. And yeah, because I'm a prize Burke at the end of the day. You've got to give me that. Helps if you put the tweezers on it, Cole. You can pick it up then, you wally. Doofus.
You having another one of your moments?
That's all right, mate. You know, I'm like. I do like these ultimate decal solutions, Dave. thoroughly recommended to me, these were, by our friend over in Fulda, Germany, Mr. Bones. And he said, you want a good set of decal solutions? Because I print my own decals. He said, get yourself the set of 3 of them bad boys. He said, because they have a row with a decal when they do comply. So I love these. If you haven't got them, there's a normal, there's a strong, and then there's an extra strong. Yeah. Grab yourself some, because you're not going to regret it. Once you've got them, you won't want to use anything else. So our friend Mr. Bones got 10 house points for that recommendation. Let's give that another dunk. Right. Lewis is saying Marmite is wrong. No, it's not. Sarah Jan, Candygram for Mungo. Don't use too much and apply to lasagna near the end of cooking. That's all we do with the steaks. Just before you're going to finish up, just let it do its thing, and it gives a subtle hint of marmitiness. And the amount of times we've done it, people go, cool, what is that in the background? And especially if they don't like Marmite. And then when you tell them, they're like, but I don't like Marmite. Well, you did on your steak.
You do now.
Music's saying she'll stay with Set and Soul. Each to their own, not a problem. And Sarge's saying, yeah, that extra strong can make a decal do what you want it to. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Muse has got the simple rule: if it's not broke, don't fix it. Absolutely, go with what you're used to. But I must admit, for me, printed decals, because they are a bit leathery, aren't they, Dave? Especially when they've had a good old coat of plastic coat. Right, let's try and get this bad boy on without dropping Thunderbird 2, because yeah, I don't want to do a Wibblekins, do I?
I wouldn't mock you if you did.
Of course you wouldn't. Toe rag.
Believe that, you'll believe anything. Oh. Well,
what?
That's a bit wrong.
What's that, mate?
Well, I've just had a look on eBay.
Yeah.
For UMP decal solution.
Yeah.
They're charging. They want $4.99 per bottle.
Yeah.
And they also want £4.50 shipping.
Oh.
I'm afraid. What part of don't you get? I'm not paying that. I'll stick with what I've got. Ah, now that might.
Is that a Wibble, Dave?
I don't.
Was that a mild Wibblekins?
I don't wibble. I just come up with fact.
Oh, that was a Dave factoid.
Yeah. Mind you, I could get all 3 for £14.49 with £4.59 postage. That sounds a bit better.
That's all I did. I just got the set. And then printed one of my decal solution holders on the printer. There you go. That's stripage all sorted. Have you a bit of that? Do you know something? I could just imagine Sarge jumping out of one of these big old things, all gung-ho with the full Chuck Norris routine going on.
Oh, what? And the Rambo bandana as well?
Oh, mate, yeah, I think he would have the full camo face going on. He'd be armed to the titties, mate, because he'd have a vest on with all the bits hanging off of it like Arnie did in Commando. And Sarge would be all Tom Berenger, wouldn't he, out of Platoon? You know what I mean? Mean, moody, with a big old scar. Yes, some of me, dear. Yeah, just imagine him, mate, shooting up the jungle. Yeah, go ahead, make my day. Rolling around, giving it the full Chuck Norris bit. Yeah. I like how that's coming up, Dave, to be honest with you.
Or he'd be standing over one of his enemies and saying, "How lucky do you feel, punk?"
Yeah, did I fire 50 shots or 49?
He'd probably rolling on the floor laughing his head off.
Blowing the smoke off the end of his rifle. And there'd be a smoke ring, you know, and it would be that epic Hollywood drama music going on, you know, and he would turn just as he's flexing a bicep to put the gun away.
He's saying, laughing, he's saying yes to the camo, no to the Rambo.
Yeah.
Oh, but he did take a bandana.
Yeah, and a 12 gauge and me rifle in combat. Good man. Good man. Yeah, I could just imagine him gunning it through the jungle, you know, full chat. Honestly, seeing Sarge come towards you in full gung-ho mode must have been a terrifying sight for the old, how can we say, Middle Eastern folks. That's all I'll say, because I don't want to disclose anything that perhaps might, yeah. Wherever Sarge saw action, I can imagine the enemy knew he was there. Let's just say that. Muse is saying that she should get out of bed and make coffee. Yeah, you need one of those coffee machines next to your bed, Muse. Put it on a timer and it just pours it out ready for you. Oh, Muse, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Oh, bless. Muse is going, yep, there goes the alarm. Had it set to be here and you went on early. Yeah, but we didn't tell you, Muse, because we wanted you to sleep in a bit, just have a bit of rest, mate. Yeah, she's now calling the screen names, no doubt.
I'm sure.
Muse is going, yeah, it's across the room, laugh out loud. Is that like my missus, so that you have to get out of bed to get it? Yeah. See, I've got a tease made next to me on my side of the bed, and it's like one of them. Do you remember the old Goblin tease maids, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
This is how old it is. We got it as a wedding present. Now, I've been married 32 years, mate. And it is still going strong, mate.
I'm surprised it's still working.
Oh, mate, it works a treat, mate. It really does. And it's like proper, give it some of that. Yeah, proper builder's tea comes out of that, Dave. I've got a little pot of honey next to it. Oh, mate, I love it. I just hear it going glug, glug, glug. I'm like, oh, yeah, a cup of tea's coming. And it's got that proper 1980s alarm that is a yeah.
I don't know if you can still get them there these days.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I Googled it, mate. And yeah, you can get them. A lot of people prefer the vintage ones because they seem to apparently last longer. And I can vouch for that because, as you know, mine's 32 years old, mate. So, yeah. I do love a tease, mate. I must admit. I can always remember my mum having one when I was a kid. And it was like, yeah, I'll get one of them when I get married.
I think if I had one of those, I'd never get out of bed.
Well, for me, it comes in handy if I'm having a mobility session, should we say. And yeah, you know, because it's there then, isn't it? You know, and the missus will replenish it when she's going out to work so that I don't do stupid stuff and try to shoehorn the carcass down the stairs when she's not in, you know. So it does come in handy for that. And that's when the chocolate hobnobs come out. See, there's a little tray that clips on the front of the tea's made, and a little plate of chocolate hobnobs appears. And it's like, oh, thanks, love. She's a legend, my missus, mate. Musy's going, I do not leave my room until I have to. I've even got a mini fridge in it. Yeah, I've got one next to me foot. In the man cave, I've got the Husky fridge cooler sat there, and it's like,
yeah. She's even got a kettle in there for tea as well. Good girl.
Oh, Lewis has come up with a classic. I've got a tea's made. It's even got a name. Nat.
Ooh. He's fighting talk.
He's brave, isn't he? I suppose
I'll take it. He's somewhere in his cab somewhere. Then, if he's saying something.
Yeah, Lewis. I take it you've got a dishwasher that's got the same name as well, have you, mate? Musy's saying, yeah, I wish my model stuff would fit in here as well. We'd never see you, darling. Here, this is one. How many of you out there have done a festa? I sneakily, when we go on holiday anywhere, I sneakily pack a model kit away in the case, and I have the pots of glue, and that's secreted around my person, you know, and yeah. And of course, the missus are like, really? And I go, I don't know how that got in there, love. Just as well, you got no glue, she goes, and I just go, click, click, click. Do any of you take a kit on holiday with you when you go away? Or is it just a thing I do? Please, someone agree with me, because I'll get in trouble with the missus because she thinks there's something wrong that I do it. But
well, I don't. But does this count? I've got model making stuff and kits up at my mum's.
No, that's perfectly plausible, Dave. That's your away day building stash. I actually have got an old. Do you remember the old suitcases that had all the electronics in them, about the size of an attaché case?
Oh yeah.
I've got one of those, and I was going to build into it a set of cabinets and everything, and put a cutting mat in there and lights and everything, and have it as a portable workbench for building models. But I got the look off the wife when I suggested what I was going to use it for. I thought that would be perfect, because you'd have everything you need. You'd have some knives, a bit of extra fin, and brilliant. Well done, Muse. Muse says she takes a travel kit with her when she goes to conventions. Brilliant. Love it. Yeah, I like that. Nat's going, it's not that bad for models, but generally I take away cross stitch or knitting when we go away. Good girl. See, so I'm not alone. Love it. Model making truckers going, I've got a magic wash basket. I put my clothes left next to it, and it magically reappears washed and ironed in my drawers. That's amazing technology. It's witchcraft and tomfoolery rolled into one in it, Lewis. I'm lucky. I'm banned from all white appliances, so yeah. I'm allowed to switch the washing machine on. I'll get a message going, oh, you couldn't do us a favour and nip out and switch the washing machine on, but do not open it. Do not adjust anything. Leave it alone. Just switch it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacqueline says, we take our hobbies with us. She takes her crochet, and Kevin will bring a kit or two. Brilliant. I'm so happy. Lewis is saying, I want to take my stuff on holidays, but Nat won't let me. She never lets me do or have anything. Oh, Wibblekins, have you still got your lip out because she won't let you have a 3D printer? But taking the HK Lancaster and Titanic on holiday might be a bit excessive for the roof box, mate. Sergeant Bones says, I don't take me with me. God help me if I find a hobby shop. Here, Sarge. I wherever we're going, I do a quick search on Google Maps for local model shops, and I may be guilty of dropping pins on their locations. And then if we go out walking anywhere, I try to trundle towards the areas I know they're in and go, cool, that's a bind, love. Look at that. There's only a model shop over there. Don't mind if I do. And she'll go, you've got that as a safe destination, haven't you? But no, let me check your phone. No.
Wibble.
Chris is in afternoon. I'll be in and out. Are you doing a show today, Chris? Because we'll be off at about 6:30, 6:30, something like that.
Yeah, probably about 6-ish, there or thereabouts.
Because you're on a school night, ain't you?
I'm on a school night because I've got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, you need to wash the old silver back, don't you, mate?
Yeah,
Sergeant Bones
some
saying
numpty should have, when he was organising this time, or should have just booked the extra 2 days and had Thursday and Friday off. But
should have done, but yeah, not the worry. Sergeant saying hello to Chris, Sarah Jane. Excuse me. Never take models away with me, but my first model my dad got me, which came the day we went on holiday, came with us. Happy days. Musie's going, if it's not in the basket, they don't get washed in this house. Good girl. Model making truckers saying, yeah, there's a few people who think it's wrong to put Watcom kids in the roof box. Yeah, just imagine him driving along and their 3 heads poking out the roof box. It's a bit windy. Music going, laugh out loud. Nat's going, Lewis did that when we went to the Lake District, hence the small diversion to e-models on the way home. Absolutely. Because I do it, and I've got the Apple Watch as well. And as you well know, Nat, if you've got stuff on the maps and you've got it running, it'll say turn left, turn right. So you have a quick glance at the old wrist and you're like, yeah, I've got to do a left up here. I just want to have a look over here, love, and see what's down this little street here. I mean, it looks interesting from here. And she looks at me and she goes, if there's a model shop down there, I'm going to brain you. Because I've just caught you looking at your watch. And I'm like, it's only so we know where we are, love. Don't want to get lost. But yeah, but the last time we went away, she actually sneaked in a model shop and got me a really sexy kit. So, which I totally didn't expect. I used to go into Wonderland when we was up in Edinburgh and I would order a load of stuff and say to them, yeah, just ship it to the usual address. So when we got back, it would be arriving the following day. It's like, happy days. Yeah, Lewis did that when we went to the lakes, and Lewis is now saying, I want an Apple Watch. Honestly, Lewis, they come in really handy, mate, because like say you can have the maps destinations set on your phone, do the walk-in directions from wherever you are, and it'll come up, it vibrates your watch, and you look at it and it goes, yeah, 100 yards down the road, turn left. Or it says, at Crossroads, cross the road. Oh, it's mint, mate. And then it vibrates constantly when you're within about 80 foot of the model shop, and it's like, ooh.
And then you start getting excited.
I do, mate. Yeah, mate, honestly, my little sticks are clattering like anything, mate. It's like a woodpecker going down the road. It is, mate. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I freely admit I am a bit of an Apple fanboy with the phones and that, but they come in handy. Other phones are available, of course. Right. I think we can dig out my other small bits and bobs and we have a looky-loo at what we've got going on with them lot. I did put some wheels and that away somewhere safe, and I haven't been able to find them. I honestly can't remember where I put them. It was the kit and caboodle out of the Thunderbirds box. It's in the box with all the mixed Voyager bits and bubble car bits. That's where it is. So, right, let's have a looky-loo and figure out what we're going to do with this then. And it's a mole in it, so we can have a bit of everything on there. So let's get me, who's me calling me or watching the flip. Don't want to do a Scuzzy McScuzzville, do I, mate?
Hi.
I said I don't want to do a Scuzzy McScuzzville. And then Musie's going, I do that on myself. You couldn't pay me to use an Apple device. Each to their own. Muse. Model maker trucker saying hi from Connor. Hello, Connor. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Muse is saying hello to Connor. Model making truckers saying hi back.
Hello, Connor.
Jacqueline's also saying hello to Connor. Right, let's have a wee looky-loo at what we can do with molekins. So are any of you got stuff on your benches today that you're building?
I've got a Thunderbird too.
I knew he would do that. Yeah, I've got a Thunderbird 2 on my bench. I've also got a mole on my bench, Dave. Every time I pick it up, I think of that scene in Austin Powers where Mike Myers is going, merrily, 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 merrily. Oh, I love them movies. Scatty humour, but fun at the same time. So you're feeling the mojo a bit with the Thunderbird now you're caught up?
Yep. Well, it's in my case, it's not a Thunderbird 2, it's a futuristic Chinook replacement.
Lewis is saying all them hellos were typed by Connor as he knows how to use my phone better than me, and he's only 5. Yeah, they do, mate. Oh yeah, they know a lot more about tech than we did at that age. Mind you, though, a lot of the tech weren't about, was it?
Well, it's second nature for them, isn't it?
Computer game for us, mate, was Pong. Do you remember that? The 2 little lines.
Yeah.
Didn't have mobile phones.
Yeah, you could expect no one could know where you were until you come back.
Yeah. Social media was going over the football field and playing with your mates.
Yeah.
That was social networking, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. The internet was a mobile library.
Yep. Absolutely. Do I make that alley as well? Yeah, why not? I just realised I've got my wet palette sat over there. I could have used that. Burk. Oh well, not to worry.
Just can't get the stuff, can you?
Oh mate, you know me, I'd forget my head if it weren't bolted on, Dave. I know something now, I've got to go to the opticians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Struggled with my eyes now. I know one thing though, I won't get very vocals again.
No, I don't think I'll bother. I think I'll go back to the old-fashioned single lens.
I struggle on the live streams with the chat because the bit that you read with is right at the bottom, so you end up sitting there like that, you know. Oh, pain in the arse, mate. Whipple.
You have to whipple, was it?
Yeah, it's just frustrating, isn't it? I mean, it's strange. You can probably relate to this, but you know, you go to bed at the age of 49. and you wake up on your 50th birthday and your eyesight seems to have gone down about 20%. It's like, when did that become a thing?
Yeah, your eyesight goes, your hearing starts going, and your legs don't want to work.
Yeah, it's like, really?
You know, but everything was working all right yesterday, but today it's gone peaked on.
And you start making that weird old man noise when you get in and out of a chair.
Yep.
Yeah, that noise.
Yeah, and you have when you move, you have a bit of a trouser cough.
Yeah. You get a bass accompaniment every time you get out of a chair, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, and you sit there going, "Look at me."
Weren't me, it was the floorboards.
And you also lose your inhibitions, don't you? Because what you're thinking suddenly is said out loud without your brain engaging that safety net.
Yeah.
And suddenly you just stand there. You find yourself giving yourself a wry smile, knowing that people must have heard the insult that you said. And they go, "Oh, he's getting on, bless him." But it also can be quite enlightening as well.
I actually quite like being a grumpy old so-and-so.
Oh, yeah. The way I look at it, Dave, is I put in a lot of work to become a cantankerous old git. We've served our apprenticeship. We survived mullets in the 80s. I think we earned the right to become old gits, mate.
And some of us survived the 70s as well.
I know.
Yeah.
Growing up in the 70s was fun.
Oh, God, was it? Yeah, we had power strikes, we had the rubbish strikes, we had the shortages of bread, sugar, petrol. Yeah, it's great fun.
Absolutely. You had Noddy Alder and Slade, you had Mark Bolan, you had Led Zeppelin, all of that.
Shawaddy.
Yeah, Pink Floyd and Another Brick in the Wall. Oh, my. Epic. Punk rockers, Dave. Punk rockers.
Yeah. Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Right. Blondie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Debbie Harry. Yeah, Dave, don't forget Sally James.
Flesh Candle.
Yeah. So, yeah. Growing up in the 70s was fun. Dare I say it, there was an innocence about the decade as well, wasn't there? Because TV wasn't like it is now. You didn't have instant news and doom and gloom. It was... I think a lot of us were quite oblivious to stuff that was going on. I mean, I think the only thing I can remember from the 70s, apart from the death of Elvis, was Watergate with Richard Nixon, wasn't it, in America?
Mm-hmm.
The death of Elvis, 1980, obviously John Lennon and that, you know, so Bon Scott passing and things. But I can remember Mark Bolan dying and all in that accident in Barnes in London. I was a bit upset about that because I was a bit of a T-Rex fan. So, yeah.
No, I wasn't a T-Rex fan.
You know, I did like a bit of the old... glam rock guitaring and that, and dare I say, the thing that really annoys me, right, and this might be controversial, and I'm not trying to be controversial here, but no, not at all, mate, because it's a very controversial subject, isn't it? But I had a favourite track from the 70s, and it was a guitar-based piece of music, Rock and Roll Part 2. Now, we know the artist that performed it, and we know what he got convicted of, and rightly so, he got convicted. But it's a bloody annoying though, isn't it? Because you couldn't sit there and play the track driving down the road now, because you'd get pilloried, wouldn't you?
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, so there was a lot of that. People from that era that have been found out to be less savoury characters of society, and
a bit wrong.
Yeah, they're where they need to be, behind bars. But it's one of those, when you appreciate music, you kind of feel guilty playing that sort of music now, don't you? Especially by that particular artist.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people had it recently with another guy, wasn't it? Lost Prophets fella got convicted of a similar thing, didn't he? And I can imagine fans of that band, and now that have got their music in their collection, would feel reluctant to play it. So, yes, very unsavoury things. But I was lucky, you know. My mum got me into Led Zeppelin. Yes, with Rick Wakeman, because Rick Wakeman is a relative of my late uncle. He's on that side of the family.
A good friend of mine got me into AC/DC.
Yes, Highway to Hell was an album that I got, and that
was the album that he played, and he said, "You'll like this."
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I can listen to AC/DC with all the different vocalists over the years. I mean, I saw Axl Rose step in, and he did it his way. Brian Johnson made a massive success of it and performed tracks his way, and Bon Scott performed them his way. You know, there's tracks that you love Bon Scott performing, and there's tracks that you couldn't imagine anyone other than Brian Johnson singing. So, but I have an affinity for AC/DC from the Bon Scott years, because that's when I first heard them. And yeah, it was tragic.
I do like to load up the iTunes with the AC/DC, put the headphones.
Oh yeah,
crank it all the way up to 100%.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Apparently, Connor is 5 until tomorrow, when he turns the ripe old age of 6. Happy birthday, Connor. Me and Dave are not going to sing happy birthday because it will scar you forever.
Oh, God, yeah.
But a big happy birthday, Connor, the big 6. And hopefully, if you get a birthday cake, put a picture up in the gallery, mate. And yeah. Oh, bless him. Big 6 years old, eh? Oh, wow. I had hair when I was 6, Dave. Gordon Bennett. You would never have thought that, would you? Jacqueline's gone, yeah, I know that feeling. Joseph Kelly saying, trying to decide between getting some epoxy sculpt or magic sculpt. Does anyone have a preference, suggestions?
I'm going to drop out of that one because I've never used either.
It's one of those. Each have their own attributes, don't they? Probably, I mean, Muse is saying there she uses epoxy, so she's no help. It's whatever you can get, and if it does what you need it to do, mate. I mean, I wouldn't know now, mate. I mean, I used to sculpt stuff out of Dax clay or milliput or things of that. But yeah, I can imagine epoxy sculpt would be a good choice. Osric's in saying, good afternoon, chaps and chapettes. Afternoon, Osric. Hope you're doing all right, my friend. What's in your belly and what's on your bench, mate? Dexterous Crafters saying hello to Osric, as is Lewis, model making trucker. Joseph saying, Muse, I'm leaning towards epoxy because I've heard good things about their solvent. Yeah, it's one of them, mate. Jacqueline Stevens saying she's not on her own. Dave must like Shawaddy Waddy. Yeah, we saw them about 9-10 years ago now. So yeah, still had it.
I've not seen them. I used to see them on the telly when it was Top of the Pops.
Yeah, used to have Shawaddy Waddy and darts. Do you remember them, Dave?
Yeah, I remember darts.
Yeah.
I remember it is a blast from the past. I went to see darts at the Reading Hexagon.
Oh, right. Yeah, Rita Ray. Yeah, good girl. Do you remember Rocky Sharp and the replays, Dave?
I'm not sure.
I know a girl named of Ramanam and yeah. Rocky Sharp and the replays.
Oh, and I saw XTC at the Hexagon.
Oh, wow. Kevin saying he got his new Windows the other day, got a new PC called Office, which are for use of arm's reach. Keep mine off the man cave. Really good, but 2 foot and further goes, all out of focus. A must for modelling. Good man. Muse is going, Wendy O, that was one. Something else at a live show. Wendy O Williams, Plasmatics, Muse. Yeah, good girl. Muse is going, yeah, I remember when Elvis died. Yeah. I can remember my mum sitting there crying her eyes out. And I thought, what have we done to upset mum?
77, wasn't it?
1977, August the 16th.
Yeah, I remember that because my aunt had a thing for him. I think she had all of his records.
Well, it was such a massive event, wasn't it? Because he was a global icon, wasn't he? I mean, I can remember. Do you remember the live via satellite Aloha from Hawaii gig? You know, and it was everyone rushing to their TV sets, sat around it in a circle, watching Elvis do this live concert from Hawaii, and it's like it's on a satellite, Dave. You know, it was epic, and he was a great showman, and died at the very young age of 42, didn't he? And it's no age, is it really? New Muse is saying, I kept all the Muse papers. Yeah, my mum's got them in a big scrapbook, you know, and it's even after all these years, it is still an iconic pilgrimage to Memphis, isn't it? And long may his memory survive, because I think it was a classic case there of someone that was mismanaged and bled to death almost, wasn't it? You know what I mean? And what a tragedy. If he was performing now with the different structures and that in place, would he have survived a lot longer and lived a lot longer?
Quite probably.
Kevin Stevens is saying the best live show you could have gone to, Colin, with part 2. Yeah. I mean, I can remember seeing Motorhead on the No Sleep Till Hammersmith tour at Hammersmith Odeon, and my ears were ringing and my ribs were rattling for days after that. Probably my most... Well, I've got 2 really favourite concerts. One by a band just in their own entity was AC/DC, 1991. Monsters of Rock at Donington. And probably the one that gives you that I was there moment would be the original Live Aid at Wembley that I went to. And it was such a big event, Dave. And to be a part of that sticks with you forever. I still remember Freddie Mercury having the whole of Wembley Stadium in the palm of his hand, and I wasn't a massive Queen fan until that day. I actually, part of you felt you got to know him on that particular day, you know what I mean? Because he was so clever the way he handled that crowd, and you felt he spoke to you. It was quite spiritual in a way. I don't know whether that sounds a bit hippie, but it was very spiritual. You come away there thinking, yeah, that guy spoke to each person in that crowd almost, you know. And I think that's an amazing talent and gift, and may he rest in peace as well. Muse is going, yeah, idiot Amazon driver put this huge box in front of her storm door. How am I supposed to get out to get it? Climb out of a window? Yeah, that's not a good idea, Muse, is it? Yeah, I'll take it you've got one of the screen doors that open out. Yeah, bless. Joseph Kelly's going, yeah, the first date he took my future wife on was the Yes Relay tour at the Cal Palace in San Francisco. Yeah, Rick Wakeman, legend. The nicest bloke you could possibly want to meet as a musician. He is so down to earth, polite, and unassuming. It's, yeah. Muse is going, what's on my bench is a big box. Whoa. Jacqueline's going, Kevin said a pair of glasses, not a computer. Ah, right. I thought windows, you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, windows as in things that rest on your nose.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mate, honestly. My squintometer is on about 11 at the moment. Muse is saying, my gran loved Elvis. She had all the albums, and now they are mine. Yeah, it's funny. I dusted off Aloha from Hawaii on vinyl the other week because I still have a 1980s Akai separates hi-fi system with a turntable that is linear tracking, Dave. And I dug out Aloha from Hawaii on vinyl and gave it a play and just sat there and reveled in, yeah, it's a nostalgic afternoon, you know, feet up in the reclining massage chair with a bit of the King, giving it large. And yeah, I just laid there and chilled, mate. All I needed was a magic cigarette, but I stopped smoking 3 years ago, so yeah. Lewis is saying his mum and dad went to see Gracelands in 2018. Thankfully, my dad made it before he passed away. Yeah, it's... My mum always wanted to go to Graceland, but she's petrified of flying. And I did say she could go over on a boat, but she said, no, her luck, it would sink. So she never got to go. Muse is saying, yeah, she took her gran to Graceland. Yeah, it's a very iconic thing. There's quite a few YouTube videos of the pilgrimage outside with the candles and all of that lot. And it's quite a poignant thing that after all these years, people still gather. And long may they carry on doing it as well. Yeah. Well, may they rest in peace, Lewis. Music saying, it's my Mars Hydro Grow Lamp. Good girl. Oh, you got an Elegoo Mars, have you? That's what I've got up there, Elegoo Mars Pro. It's got a turntable. I love my records. Something about vinyl, Muse. You know, I can listen to something on CD, play it on vinyl, and straight away it's like vinyl wins. I think it's personal taste, in it. It's one of them.
Well, they're saying that vinyl is making a comeback because of the quality of the sound.
Oh yeah, my youngest boy's just been out and built a scratch, you know, from the ground up hi-fi system, you know, and he's bought exotic turntables and old vintage amplifiers and that, you know. He said, I miss living at home, he said, because your old stack system, he said, it's mint. And I'm like, you ain't having it yet. I said, you can have it when I'm dead. I said, I ain't dead yet. He said, yeah. He said, I will have it off you, though. I was like, mate, it's yours. You stake to claim to it. Not a problem. But yeah, it's one of them. It's got the old, do you remember the little Rubik Cube speakers and the surround? It's got all of them plus the big floor speakers, and they rattle when I put the Motorhead and Metallica on. You can see them go. But yeah, something about vinyl. You know, Metallica Black Album on vinyl. Oh, epic metal noise. Nice. And dare I say it, Led Zeppelin as well on vinyl, especially Stairway. You know, a nice bit of 12 string, giving it the beans. I don't know what colour to paint my Thunderbird for. do I do it in the iconic Thunderbird 4 yellow or not? I need to think about it. I think it's the appropriate. Yeah, I don't know where to go with that, if I'm honest. So I'll have a thinky pots about that. Joseph Kelly saying almost saw Motorhead, but the crowd outside was already rowdy. Wish I'd gone anyway. Yeah, it was one of them. You know, Lemmy again. You know, rest in peace. He was a good showman. He knew what the fans wanted when they went to see him, and by Christ, could he deliver it? You know, they broke the mold, mate. Model mating truckers go. My dad loved Eddie Stobart. He had loads of models from the Elders and that. So I'm so happy having 40 truck models. Yeah, they were iconic livery, and the trucks had names, and the drivers were all neat and tidy, and collar and tie, and all of that. You know, he sadly died as well, didn't he? Eddie Stobart died quite young, if I remember rightly. Yeah, when they convert to new media, a ton is lost. She says you hear stuff on records that's not on any CD. Yeah, we used to play a lot of records backwards just to see whether there was any messages on there and all of that. And you would convince yourself that there were bits on record. You had it with some of the Beatles tracks, didn't you? You had it with a couple of Ozzy Osbourne ones, and other bands may have been accused of it as well. Legally, I probably better not say anything on that, but there were some prominent cases, wasn't there? The accusations got made, and yeah. Like I say, I used to do it all the time. I'd play it backwards, and you'd be sitting there going, he's just said this. No, he hasn't. But I mean, you used to get gatefold albums and picture discs with vinyl. You got none of that with CDs, do you? It's too. CDs are too clinical.
Vinyls, different coloured vinyls.
Yeah.
7-inch, 12-inch vinyl.
Yeah. Gatefold albums, book covers, and box set albums. Oh, mate, you know. I can remember getting the Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live box set on vinyl, and it was like, yeah, it was like Excalibur had landed in my lounge, you know. It's like, yeah, have you some of that? He was another good live performer, Springsteen.
Well, changing the subject slightly, I can remember listening to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds in my bedroom with all the lights out.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you know when he's saying and the lid started to unscrew and it opened and it went with a bang. I went with a bang as well.
Was you doing the proper one eye peeking out the duvet bit? Was you, mate?
Might have been. It's the gravelly tones of Richard Burton on that.
Yeah. Oh, mate, didn't he have a very distinctive voice?
Yeah. Because they did a remake of it, or a re-record even.
Yes.
And they got some of the more up-to-date people in it. And I've got that one as well, but
yeah,
don't get me wrong, it's good, but
Yeah, but it's not Richard Burton, is it?
no, I think
You
it's
know what I mean?
I think it's Liam Neeson. I think is it.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's
I
good,
was.
but
I always remember Richard Burton in some of the war movies where he'd be playing a German officer and he'd be walking up to a checkpoint. I'm going to go and speak to the German. He'd go. Roger Moore would go, oh, yes, no worries. And Richard Burton would be like, oh, how do you do? Blah, 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 blah. I am General so-and-so. And that was him speaking German. He used to crack me up. Yeah. You don't get the big Hollywood blockbusters now, do you? That there used to be. Is it because it's become so mainstream now with the amount of movies that are released?
probably. I still remember when they released Star Wars, the very first one. People queuing round the block to go and see it.
Yeah, I still get mocked for my lack of Star Wars knowledge because I don't think I can honestly say I've watched a complete Star Wars film.
I've
I've seen
watched
bits of the originals, but none of the new ones. I've seen little bits, but I wouldn't have a clue which one's which or what, mate.
I've watched them, and as a film, I've
Yes.
enjoyed watching it. But to take it any more serious than that, nah.
No, I kind of, I got lost with it. So I missed out on Star Wars. But apparently I've got to do something that Vincent was saying. I'm going to have to apparently do a watch party with him and Sarge on Star Wars so they can educate Festa. Yeah, and I'm like, really? Why are you doing this to me?
More importantly, why are they doing it to themselves?
I don't think they realise what they're letting themselves in for, mate.
Well, the pain, I think, quite probably.
Absolutely. And apparently that's what Vincent wants to do, so I'm not going to argue with him. But I'm like, oh dear, you really don't know what you've let yourself in for, young man. Bless him.
He's a Belgian, what do you expect?
Oh, poor Vincent.
Yeah, poor Vincent, my fault.
I love his geekiness. And he'll appreciate that, saying that he's a nerd and a geek. He is.
Yeah, he is. There's no two ways about it.
Passionate about his subjects. Sarge is saying they just want to see my eyes pop out with the glorious Star Wars. Joseph Kelly, yeah, there you go. Where Eagles there? Broadsword, calling Danny Boy. Broadsword, calling Danny Boy. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. you remember Wild Geese?
That was
Burton Moore and Richard Harris, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, broadsword. Do you remember Vincent Price as well with these horror movies as well? He was a creepy git, wasn't he?
Never watched them.
Oh, mate. Yeah, an armchair Hammer House of Horrors, wasn't it? That was it with Vincent Price. And he was a right old horror buff, wasn't he? You know, and you think you creepy git. Epic films like Theatre of Blood.
Oh yeah.
You're like, yeah. Because
Yeah.
you'd have him, Peter Cushing, and Christopher Lee, wouldn't it? Used to do all the horror stuff back then.
Yeah, because if it wasn't Hammer House of Horror, it was Tales of the Unexpected, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you had armchair thrillers. Do you remember them?
Yep.
Yeah, broadsword, call him Daddy Boy. Where Eagles Dare is a true classic. I have to watch it whenever it's on. Yeah, it's like I watch Kelly's Heroes whenever I see it come on as well, with Donald Sutherland as Oddball in that tank, you know. And yeah, there's just certain films that you can watch time and time again.
The Italian Job, the original.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody
doors off. Yeah. Music saying her grand bought her a box collection of all of Queen's albums on CD. Nice. Sergeant Bones there. Force 10 from Navarone Ice Station Zebra. All written by Alistair MacLean. All box office hits, Osric. Yeah. Muse is waiting for 2 more deliveries, a new laptop and some paints from Scale 75 Kickstarter.
Oh.
And Muse is going, yeah, Vincent Price and Bela Lugosi. Yeah. Joseph Kelly, yeah, Theatre of Blood with Diana Rigg. Yeah. Do you remember the poodle pie? There was one of the actors there, he was, I think, a theatre director. Vincent Price cooked these 2 poodles in a pie and made him eat them. Oh, it was like, really? Yeah. I always remember that film because we had a pet poodle at the time and it really gave me the creeps, you know. I don't think I could ever look at that poor dog the same.
Well, no. Poodle and chips.
Yeah. That's the thing with films. If you could have one film remade with the same actors but with modern CGI skills and all of that lot, what would it be? Tough question, Dave, isn't it?
With modern CG, I'd have to go for something like Dam Busters.
Yeah. You know what I mean? With modern cinematic stuff, you know, where they could do all of the computer generated effects and all of that lot, you know. I mean, an absolute classic that springs to mind for me, and it might surprise people, would be something like Fritz Lang's Metropolis. It's an old, you know, the old silent movie, you know, but just brought up just brought up to date with modern cinematics and all of that lot, you know. And I often wonder how that would turn out, because for years it was touted that Spielberg wanted to remake it. It's never come to fruition, and I'm often curious how that would come out. But war movies, God.
What is it? Peter Jackson's supposed to be working on a Dam Busters remake, but I think it's all gone quiet.
Yeah, it would have to be something along them lines. Dam Busters,
Or you
Guns
could
of
have,
Navarone.
or what about do a remake of Sink the Bismarck?
Yeah. And Tora, films like that. Yeah, it does spring to mind, doesn't it? You think, oh yeah, I'd love to see that remade, but because what's his name? Mark Wahlberg is supposed to be remaking the $6 Million Man film, isn't he? And it's called the $6 Billion Man. Whenever I hear that, I think of Dr. Evil. $1 million, you know that. Yeah, but yeah. Apparently, he's supposed to be remaking that. It's been in the pipeline for a few years now, but I think with the recent world been on fire things, everything's been put back. But so that'll be an interesting one to remake.
The $6 Billion Man. What's that? Because of inflation?
Yeah. Candy Graham saying, yeah, Kelly's Heroes is an absolute classic. Spiddy Q8 built a replica of Oddball's modified Sherman. Yeah, he did, mate. And a fine job he did of it as well. Muse apparently is switching to a laptop. Good girl. Muse is saying Bela Lugosi was her first crush. Exactly what a vampire should be in my mind. Yes, he had that very theatrical presence on screen. I always noticed this with what's his name? The bloke who played Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, I know, but I can't.
You know, I can't think of his name. I've got so forgetful. Oh, Bela Lugosi was the vampire. You know the one. Oh, yeah. I can't think of his name. It's going to bug me now. Anyone in the chat? The old black and white Frankenstein's monster. Who was the actor that played it? I cannot think of his name. But yeah, again, he had that sort of presence at the time, didn't he, on screen? And was it Kenneth Branagh remade Frankenstein in the 80s or 90s? But I would love to see that original concept finished. What's it? Boris Karloff.
That's it.
Yeah, cheers. I was Rick the Muse. Yeah, Boris Karloff. Yeah. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, them sort of actors of that genre. I mean, if they could digitally remaster them films, but keep them in that original thing, but just perhaps, I don't know, colorize them or enhance them some way. But I think the films themselves stand out in their own rights, don't they? Sergeant saying, yeah, excuse me, funny thing is, thanks to CGI, the new Midway film was more historically accurate than the original. Yeah, I can imagine so, yeah, because a lot of what they would have wanted to show wouldn't have existed. And Bones is saying, yeah, Tora was half-assed remade as Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Muse is saying, yeah, let's not forget Lorne Chaney Jr. He was a looker in his day. A very sophisticated taste you have then, Muse. Yeah, Osric saying Peter Jackson's been wanting to make or remake Dam Busters for years. Do you know, I think that would absolutely be a really mint remake to do, Dave, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Proper
Right.
Dam Busters remake.
Because what is it? The original was a 1950s.
Yeah, I think it was 52, 53, wasn't it? The original Dam Busters. Round about that era.
Yeah, Dam Busters is a 1955 British epic.
1955, Dave.
Richard Todd, Michael Redgrave.
Got me wanting to watch Dam Busters now, mate. I might have to binge watch that later.
Yeah, it's based on a book by Paul Brickhill. I've read that book.
Yeah, you want to, because they've got the Dam Busters Lank out, isn't they? Or it's coming out.
Who has? What has?
There's a Dam Busters Lank coming out.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
Don't know. I'm trying to remember the name, mate. But I had it on an email. Yeah, you can Google it. You might see the pictures of it or the box art. I don't know. I don't think it's HK. It's one of the other brands, but they are doing a Dam Busters large scale length. Don't think it's Airfix. I could be wrong. I'm not going to check the email because last time I checked an email on a live stream, I got told off.
Oh, I don't think he's in. We got 148th by Tamiya. You got 72nd by Airfix.
That could be it. Might have been on the pre-order Airfix email when I did my flying triangle.
No, that was out in 2016.
Yeah, so it can't be that one then. I'm not going to look for the email now, Dave, because I'm on a live. Suffice to say, there's one coming out.
There's nothing coming up.
Then it ain't coming out then, Dave. God, really? I know I got it on an email.
All right.
That's all right, mate. Can imagine though that would be quite difficult to do unless you're doing it in a proper Dam Busters environment, because how can you pose the bouncing bomb, or do you just do it with a bouncing bomb hanging off?
But
because it was on a frame, wasn't it, underneath? Just come out the bomb bay, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. They spun it backwards.
Yeah.
If you was going to do that on a dio over a reservoir, the only way that you could possibly get away with it is to have a clear acrylic rod of plastic coming up and disguise it in the splash.
Yeah.
That's probably about the only way you could do it.
I think Lewis is doing the big Lancaster, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to know where he's going to display that, because that's a big old.
Oh, I was just thinking.
That's a big old kit, isn't it? That's a big old beastie of a kit.
Yeah, but who's going to be given the job of dusting it down?
Yeah.
Because believe you me, that is going to be one big dust bag, isn't it?
Candygram's going. He's not seen Lon Janey Tuna without heavy makeup. Muse is going Google him. Sarge is going 633 Squadron.
Oh, there's a good shout.
Lewis is going. There's a new film called Lancaster Skies. The cockpit used in the film is in a museum near us, and they have a VR video thing hooked up so you can actually fly it as well. Oh, how cool's that?
Oh, yeah.
Sarge is saying it was supposed to be Wingnut Wings. That was, yeah. Muse is going the Airfix Motorhead. Heinkel is calling me. I guess it's going to get built sooner than I thought. Yeah, I've got one just to my left in me stash there, darling. Yeah. Sarge is saying there is now a mod kit for the HK1 to make it the Dam Buster. Osric was saying Wingnut Wings were going to do it, but may have sold the molds. Yeah, that could be where I got the email from, mate. But yeah, I know it was in the pipeline, mate, and coming soon. So it could be the conversion kit I'm thinking of. Either way, it's, yeah.
That's going to be a big old kit, though.
Yeah, Muse is saying she's got two of them Iron Call bombers. One's for Vampy. Yeah, we snaffled a couple, Dave, didn't we?
Yep.
Good kit, because I've got that, and I've got the Aces Iron Maiden Spitfire and all, and it's like, yeah. And Muse, have you seen the Motorhead truck that's come out? Or coming out?
I think it's on pre-order, but it's the same as the AC/DC stroke Kiss.
Oh, yeah, it's just the new set of decals, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know that any band's going to end up on that truck.
Oh, yeah.
That's the beauty of being able to print your own decals, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know that one for Revell is going to be a bit of a cash cow, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're doing Motorhead, Kiss, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, you could have Iron Maiden and
Queen,
Metallica.
Slade. Maybe not.
Exactly. Exactly. But no, I must admit, them Heinkels do look a nice little build, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had them on pre-order for months, didn't we?
Oh,
yeah.
I gave up waiting for Airfix in the end. I went somewhere else and got it.
Yeah, you had a wibble, didn't you? Because they hadn't sent it out. Need to re-super glue that thumb, you know. It's bleeding still.
Still leaking?
Yeah.
Surprised you haven't had the needle and thread out. No,
It was
don't do that.
tempted. Yeah, but don't forget, I am the man who's got cuts on his legs that haven't healed in months. So, yeah. But no, it keeps opening up and bleeding. So, another dab of super glue can go on it. Yeah, don't be like Festa. Stop stabbing yourself. Muse is going. As soon as I heard about it, I got on the waiting list. I have to check out the truck pre-order still. Yeah, good girl. It's like, yeah, right, yeah, I can do my own decals too. So I see a lot of trucks and things with bands on them in my collection. Absolutely, Muse. I love doing my own decals. She loves the box art as well, yeah. Osric saying he built the Airfix Heinkel a wee while ago. Good kit, but the undercarriage is a bit fiddly. Cheers for the tip, mate.
Okay.
Music saying, yeah, the list was huge at a local shop. I almost didn't get them. Two of the guys had got them before us and dropped off the list. Yeah. And shame Mel and John called her right away. Yeah, I'll just do it on a pre-order straight from the manufacturer, and it's like, yeah.
Because you've pre-ordered the triangle, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, Flying Triangle, the Vulcan bomber, that's on pre-order. Because it can be, it's a Vulcan.
I'd love to see HK do a 30-second Vulcan.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how big that will be?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm really looking forward to doing the Aces Eye Spitfire because apparently, from the feedback I've heard, it's supposed to be a really decent mould.
Oh, right.
Yeah, apparently they've really excelled themselves, mate. And dare I say it, we are on that Revell mission, aren't we, Dave?
Yeah.
Because everyone likes to hate on them. And don't get me wrong, there are some in their collection that are a bit of a pup.
Yeah, there are a few pups in there, but
as the Hueys proved, we haven't done too bad with them little Hueys, to be quite honest with you. And yeah.
I can honestly say I thoroughly enjoyed putting that one together. A bit sad now that it's all together.
Yeah, I'm beginning to sort of not want to finish it almost because it's like coming to the end of a romance, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's a plastic helicopter for crying out loud, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's the kit that kicked all of this off, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still remember your face when I showed you I got a 24.
Oh, yeah. Muse is saying, yeah, I guess it was a big deal worldwide. Everyone wanted them. Well, yeah, I mean, I think Airfix were quite shocked by the demand because, yeah, you know, with Lemmy sadly passing as well back in 2015. Was it 2015? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Christmas 2015. You know, anything to do with Motorhead. And of course, Eddie Clark died not long afterwards. So all three original members are now sadly no longer with us. And it's, for me, you know, I mean, my first album from Motorhead was the Ace of Spades album when it came out. And when you look at that album and realise that all three fellas on that cover are now sadly gone, it's like, bloody hell. But then it's 40 years ago, Dave.
Well, yeah, I can remember watching it on Top of the Pops.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say it, Lemmy was a bit like Keith Richards out the Rolling Stones. You thought the bloke was going to live forever. I mean, whatever DNA Keith Richards has got, they need to bottle that because it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
What he's gone through, him Ozzy Osbourne and that, you know, what they've put their bodies through over the years. And they're still resilient. It's like, yeah, you want to bottle that. I mean, with the world on fire at the moment, they need to take a sample of Keith Richards' blood and say, Riley, let's just mass produce that because he's resistant to everything else that life's thrown at him.
Yeah. Yeah, life-resistant DNA.
Yeah. Don't say anything that Dave Nat's not the room to display all the large models I have. What are you going to do? Move her out, Lewis, and use her half of the room as a man cave? Yeah, she's going, yeah, we got you. Revell has its moment. They make you work out of boxes boring. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I've had some really interesting feedback off of people that have got in touch through Messenger since we've been doing the Yui builds. You know, and they're like, oh, I've heard it's a total dog of a kit and this and that, but I still want to buy one. Buy one, mate. You know, because, you know, they need a bit of work, but at the end of the day, we've all got them sort of skills. And I always say, if if I've done a couple of easy shake and bake builds to bring myself back down to earth and back to reality, I dig out a Revell kit, because you know you're going to get challenged.
Oh yeah,
not in a bad way, but you know, you can hyper detail. You can add detail to a Revell kit. You know, you think, oh, there should be that in there. I'm going to scratch build that, and it for me, it garners my interest. It keeps me motivated.
I still fancy the idea of having to go at one of Revell's 32nd scale FW190s.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I just fancy having a go.
Yeah, but it's got an appeal to it, Dave, isn't it?
But on a side note, I am kind of keen on their 32nd scale Mozzie.
Oh, that sounds an interesting one.
And I kind of fancy having a go at that as well, because it's a Mozzie, you know. What more can you say?
Yeah, Music's saying, yeah, Lemmy smatter, sad face. Yeah, she's saying, I watched the funeral. It was so sad seeing everyone come up and talk about him. Yeah, there was some very poignant eulogies, weren't there, Muse? It was, yeah. Also, she's saying the aftermarket parts she has for her trucks and things. She's got 2 shoe boxes full of aftermarket, Dave.
Oh, good grief.
She's saying she's even got some chrome tailpipes for the monogram Ford I'm doing. Oh, good for you. I've been trying to get hold of one of the ZZ Top Eliminators. I built one when I was younger, when the album came out. And when I left home, a lot of the stuff I had was just boxed up, put in storage, and then abandoned after a few years, you know. So, yeah, I kind of lost a lot of stuff from back then, and I've tried to get older kits that I can remember building. I will get one, but they've been on auction sites, but they're going for silly money, Dave. You know what I mean? And it's like, really? But, yeah, it is one of those I'd like to get and do a job on, because it's like anything. You sit there and you think, well, the skills you had back then and the lessons we've all learned over the years of doing this hobby, you sit there and you think, cool, I'd like to do that again with what you know now and how you work now. And there's a few kits. I mean, I don't know whether people in the chat have got that same mentality, but if there's a kit you could get hold of, be it a growl kit or a kit you remember building as a youngster, so that you could revisit it with your acquired hobby skills, what would that be? I mean, my growl kit to build from scratch would be the Space 1999 Eagle, because it's a TV show I loved as a kid, and it's an eagle, isn't it? But kit-wise, from what I remember as a youngster, I did a really large-scale Lamborghini Countach. I'd like to get one of them. And that was, I don't know whether it was 1/8 scale. It was big, you know, with the old scissor doors. But, yeah, probably my growl kit would be the Eagle Transporter.
Oh, I don't know what mine would be.
Usually saying if ever I use it, it's another story. The Kotler family. Hi, we're the Kotlers. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hope all is good.
Osric 9000 is saying, I would really like to do an Airfix 1/24 scale Mozzie. Oh, good shout.
Yeah, they are nice kits.
But yeah, we've ordered Shackletons, Dave, haven't we?
I know. Mine's in the post.
Yeah, and it's like, because it's one of those, isn't it, that is from that era. It's the Bridesmaid. It's a bit like the Spitfire and Hurricane. Everyone does a Spitfire, and the poor old Hurricane, there's very few decent examples of it. And we're the same with Lancaster and Shackleton, aren't we? The Cotter family apparently have subbed. Thank you very much for your sub. Much appreciated.
Don't get me wrong, I like the Lancaster, but I don't know. When we was looking at them, I just thought, do you know what? I kind of fancy doing one of those. So I popped a Shackleton in me basket.
Yeah, model making truckers asking what brand and scale is it in, Cole? It's the one on e-models, mate. Let's bring up their website. I'm trying to remember who makes it.
What's that?
The Eagle.
Oh. Yeah, because there's two versions of that one, isn't there?
There are super duper 2 versions, mate. Yeah. Let's have a look. There you go. MPC did one, 22 long plastic, 22 inches long. Is that the one? But yeah, it's a big old beastie, mate. And I know Fox built one for E-models, didn't he? Let's have a look. I'm sure it's MPC one that he did as well. Let's have a looky, Lou. Yeah, MPC 148 scale, 22 inch long, space 1999 Eagle transporter.
Yeah,
And
that's a pretty penny to it.
It's a couple of £100 worth, Dave. It's HK Lancaster money in it, you know what I mean? But it's one of them. It's a growl build in it. You look at it and you're like, yeah, you know, it's one of them. Plastic Monkeys going to Revell Shackleton, a great kit. Is it the Revell one we got, Dave? I can't remember now. Let's have a look on my dog.
If it's the MR3, that's the one I've got.
Yeah, it's the one we got from what's his face, wasn't it? Jadlam. Was that Revell? I can't remember now.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Cutler family are saying they've subbed to model making trucker. Cutler family saying you're welcome. Muse is saying, Carl, we might just get that ZZ Top car. John's going to call me back. Oh, thanks, Muse. Legend. Happy days. I do like the colour of that, though, Dave. That's subtle.
What, the Shackleton?
No, the Thunderbird you got in your hand, you Burke.
It's all right, isn't it? I've done the traditional duck egg blue on the bottom.
Yeah.
Or underside, or underbelly, or...
Cutler family there, just sub back to you.
Good, that's nice. A bit of subbing going on.
Muse is going, yeah, if he's got to, I'll have it as well. Oh, Buddy Build Muse. Ooh, happy days. Mike's in, Scaly Models going blue. Did Dave say blue?
Yeah, duck egg blue.
Oh, bless. Hope everything's all right, Dad, and our little star's doing all right, mate.
Yeah.
You know where we are, buddy. Lewis is saying to Mike, how are you? Yeah, just got in. Yeah, bless. Oh, brilliant. Good news for now, mate. Thanks. Yeah, not a problem, mate. I won't go into details, Mike, because, yeah, but I'm glad to hear it, mate. I respect your privacy on that one, mate, but, yeah. It's all that fudge that dodgy bloke sent you, mate. It's probably knocked her sugars for 6. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, cheers, one and all. He's also saying, Sarge, how you doing? Our man, Sarge. Tell you something, though, them decals went down really well. Quite pleased with it. That was what I was going to do. Bit of that. Knew there was something I was going to do.
You sure about that?
Sorry, mate.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Now that my thumb's back together, I can get on. I'm just not safe to be left alone, am I? Yeah. I do apologise there for my belching, folks. Sorry about that. Pardon me. Music saying, done deal, I'm getting them tomorrow, so I need your Addy to send off yet, but I'll PM you, my darling. Let me know how much I owe you, and we'll get that sorted for you. The concentration's palpable.
I know.
Oh, bless her. Nope, she says early holiday gift. Oh, I love you too, darling. Well, we'll have to come in and we'll do buddy builds with them. So you can come and join me and Dave on an hangout or something. We'll get you involved, Muse, because it's massively appreciated. So, want to come and join us? You're more than welcome. We'll sort something out for you. That's what I meant to say. How's Vampy doing, by the way, Muse? Because he's still having PC trouble. And that, because our South African friend, bless him, is a bit quiet at the moment. Just want to make sure he's okay. Because I think the world's on fire where he is as well. And it's like, yeah. We like to know how Vampy's doing all right. The world needs Vampy.
All right.
There you go. That's a start for them. I've got a couple of jets in there. Oh, he's all over Facebook. Oh, really? What's he at? Is he misbehaving on Facebook again? Someone upset him? So, I mean, I tend not to go on my own profile that often now. I tend to log on Facebook and it's straight into the Festa group or the Festa page. And so I tend not to really scroll through too much now. And I miss quite a bit of what's going on. So. Must admit, I do like that sharp mouth.
So what's that? Jaws 3?
Yeah. Well, Jaws 2, isn't it? It's Thunderbird 2, isn't it? Got to have a sharp mouth. Right. That's the base coat of that down. Let that go off. Music's saying, yeah, she pops on and checks a few things, but not much else. Yeah, I'm a chronic depressive anyway. So with all the doom and gloom, sometimes it just gets me down a bit. So I try to avoid my own profile. Everyone's entitled to their political views, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it can be a bit doom and gloom, can't it, Dave? And it's like, So I go straight into my page, have a quick looky-loo. I get notifications if someone's put a photograph up in the group or wants to join the group, so I'll go in and do a bit of admin, and then I'll just quickly scroll through to have a link, look, see if there's any hangout links, and that's it. And then I log straight back out after that, so I do miss quite a bit of what goes on. I try not to do too much in me group during the week because I don't want to spoil the gallery for the weekend, if you know what I mean. I like the part of the gallery where, you know, me and Dave are seeing stuff for the first time as much as we possibly can, and I like that about doing the gallery. So Scaly's saying, yeah, he's not quiet on Facebook. Muse is going, he's good. PC is mostly back together and he's working a new job. Oh, brilliant. She's also going, yeah, you're not missing a lot. It's mostly crap. Yeah. Osric's like, yeah, uses it to keep up with the birthdays. Yeah, I get a ping come through and it'll tell me someone's birthday and go in and say happy belly button day to them, and that's about it, mate. Someone might be leveling up. It's like, yeah. Let's get a bit of that on there. Well, yeah, try not to drop the bottle, Cole. Doofus. Let's move that out of the way. And use my nice clean brushes, Dave. Nice clean brushes, Dave.
Oh, what ones you cleaned the other night?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
In your brush cleaning device?
Yeah, top tip for you that was, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Makes a difference, doesn't it?
Does it ever?
In case you're wondering what I'm on about, if you've got an ultrasonic cleaner, folks, put your paintbrushes in there as well. Does a lovely job of cleaning them, as I demonstrated to Dave the other night, and I think he's been all round his house now looking for things to clean, because your ultrasonic had been sat upstairs for a few years, hadn't it? Not been used.
Yeah, I bought it, used it half a dozen times.
I won't say what started this off, because someone will enjoy making me squirm. Suffice to say, we got onto the subject of ultrasonic cleaners, and that's when I said my excuse is I've been cleaning my paintbrushes, and that's when the subject came up. So, but he was actually telling me off at the time, folks, and I got to get payback actually afterwards, didn't I, mate?
Mm-hmm. So the saying is very true. What goes around will eventually come round and bite you on the backside.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I found out to my cost.
Of course, I didn't revel in it, did I? Or revel in it?
No, not at all.
Didn't mock you at all, mate, did I?
No,
I was actually
not in the slightest.
I actually think I was quite subtle.
You just crucified me.
Yeah. I'll say this though, I do believe you would have done exactly the same.
Well, I did when
Scuzzy McScuzzville. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a bit rank though, Dave, wasn't it?
I'm sure I can't talk. You want to see the state of it now? Mind you, I did take the cleaning fluid out and run it through a couple of filters and then put it back in.
Good man. I think I can safely say I'm thinking she's looking okay now, mate. Just that little deft bit of lipstick and mascara needed.
Well, I'm going to have to start thinking about some decals.
Lewis is saying, where's the rabbit? If you look in the top right-hand corner of me picture, mate, above the Thunderbird 2, you'll see my rabbit's just there, mate. Just there. Not going to put him on my bench, mate, because I'm painting and everything. And, yeah. Like Magnus, my puffin, he lives on top of the cupboard up there, because if I'm airbrushing on the bench, the last thing I want to do is get Roger dirty, mate. I ain't having that. Roger's just... Let's change camera a sec. Hey, there's Roger, just there. Hello, Lewis. All right. I don't get out much, Dave.
I had noticed.
Yeah. So that just leaves me those decals to go on. Do I put them on now? And then blue. Yeah. Yeah, of course, because they would have been applied at the factory, and then chips and shizzle all happen afterwards, won't it? Yeah. I know what I'm doing now. Shh, don't tell everyone, folks.
That's a bit scary.
That is, mate. If I remember rightly, it's that one on the front. So let's get the old twizzards and have a bit of that. Lewis is saying, "Ah, bless him. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I really couldn't see him because it's small screen, and was getting withdrawal symptoms." Oh, mate, it's all about Roger. We love our rabbits, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Scaly's going, "Let's see Magnus then." Hold up, Mike. I've just got to grip me bench whilst I stand up because Magnus is above me head, mate. I might be able to get him with me grabber, actually. That might be easier because I don't think I can stretch my back at the moment. Oh, skills to pay the bills, Dave.
Got it?
Yeah, I've got it, mate. Look at that. That's a deft bit of grabbage with me grabber.
Right, well done.
Because I wouldn't have been able to stretch up there. I'd have had to go and get Lex. There you go. There's Magnus with his pork pie hat that was made by Mike Mountain. The hat and the puffin was kindly sent to me by our friend Scott up at Orkney, the Junk Works, and I've got his Orkney flag stuck on the front of my door there. So there's Magnus, in case you've never seen Magnus, and he lives on the cupboard just above my monitor. So let's see how good I am and whether I can put that Magnus back now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to go through his leg, though, do you, you Burke? Because you won't be able to put him down then, will you? Tit. There you go. Yeah, that didn't work either. Let's do it on his canister. Yep, there you go. That's Magnus back safe. Yeah, I know. There you go. He was saying, "Yeah, don't worry, mate. Don't bother." No, that's all right, mate. Magnus is there, mate. It's just I couldn't. Not live on air anyway, because I'm a bit off kilter, and if I go and face palm myself on the camera, the internet's going to erupt laughing at me. Don't forget, this is the bloke who got stuck on the floor during a live stream with the guys from the Boomer. So I try to limit my bench movements as much as possible when we're live. Lewis is going, "Hello, Magnus." I've even got Clay Morrow out of Sons of Anarchy. I've got a Clay Morrow head knocker up there next to Magnus. So, yeah. Got to have company at the bench, ain't you, Dave?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got Jasper that's having a lazy time on the bench. And then above me, I've got two model making hippos.
With H's.
With H's.
But yeah, the puffin, it's something that Scott does. He sends out a puffin to people that he gets to know. And yeah, it's like a badge of honour to get a puffin. It's like, yeah. So the puffin master decreed that Festa was worthy. And he sat there ever since, keeping me company at the bench. He actually makes an appearance in my intro video on my channel when I'm doing the welcome video on my channel that comes up. If you sit and watch that, midway through it, you'll suddenly see Magnus makes a guest appearance. because I reached for something and knocked it over. And Magnus just pops in like momentarily. So that's Magnus's claim to fame. He's on my video. And Magnus has been seen by 2,500 people on YouTube.
Ooh.
Actually, more than that. 2,900 people now. So he's quite a popular little puffin, mate.
So he's all puffed up with it then.
I see what he did there. Please don't do it again.
Shall I go and get me coat?
Yeah, 1 coat required, please. Yeah, that Dave bloke again. You know the one. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I've been at Muse's in chat. How's your subs doing, Muse? Why am I shouting? She's in the chat. Can't bloody hear me, can she? Doofus. There you go.
I'll probably do the same. Oh no.
You wibbling?
Nope, not yet.
Bingo. Happy days. Oh, let's just see what that was. Some saying, yeah, Muse is going, haha, I can't forget the H. Yeah. Jacqueline saying, the advantage of having an open plain bungalow, I can hear in the kitchen while cooking homemade meatballs and bacon lardons with onion gravy. Dave, how much petrol you got, mate?
Not enough.
No. Mike's on his way. He says, keep it warm. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. You're closer than us, you rotter. Mind you, though, where are you, Jacqueline? Are you my end of the country? Yeah, Muse is going well over the 100, bless her. Good for you. It's got a few more years to be. Yeah, we go on a bit of a subs mission, don't we, Dave?
Yeah.
You know, because it's 100 subs. Get to 100 subs, you get to do a custom URL for your channel. So if you print anything out like a mouse mat or a T-shirt for your channel, it's a lot easier if you've got the name of your channel rather than a load of odd letters, because it just looks better, doesn't it? Yeah. Muse is saying you had me at bacon. Oh, bless her. Where am I driving or flying? Exactly. Yeah, good girl, Muse. Yeah, Muse is currently at the airport waiting for a plane to come over. So you got an airport near you, Jacqueline? Muse will come over on the drone, mate. She'll be clinging to it. She goes, yeah, I told you I was coming. I don't know whether Jacqueline's in Suffolk. For some reason, Suffolk springs to mind. I don't know why.
Not entirely sure where she is.
Cambridge, somewhere like that. I don't know. That's Norfolk, isn't it, Burke?
Cambridge. It's on its way to Norfolk.
And I've got my Huey staring at me now, provocatively as well.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Huey.
Yeah, she's still looking a bit grubby from last week's Starship Filth session, so I I might need to dig her out and go over her with the moistened cotton bud just to clean off a few little areas, but I know what'll happen. It'll be like, yeah. Oh, right, yeah, she's in West Sussex. Good girl. Yeah, I thought you were down our neck of the woods. She says, I've got 21 meatballs. I'm 71 miles southwest of you, about an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, mate, happy days. Kevin's going, yeah, West Sussex, 45 minutes. Yeah, I thought you was down my end of the country. So I get to say to Mike Mountain, we're nearer than you. And he's going to come back and go, yeah, but I'm in my car already and I'm on the M25. And I'll be going, oh, that's not fair. I always remember that night Reese turned up on my doorstep, 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's a bit scary, that.
That was quality, that was. It was even funnier because he was on his way down to pick a liver up at the hospital for a transplant. So he decided to come and see good old Festa and have a cup of rosy before he went and got the liver. So. Hopefully he got it back in time because I'd never forgive myself.
Just as well he wasn't having liver and bacon for tea then, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, I still have this nostalgic thought that Reese would have been the person who got the liver to King's when my sister had her liver transplant 5 years ago. So yeah, whoever the ambulance persons were, thank you, because you saved her life. So. And I'd be lost without my little Wilma. That's not her real name. I just nicknamed my blisters Wilma and Betty Rubble. And I did that when I was about 9, and I still call them Wilma and Betty, much to their embarrassment.
Mine is simply IBS.
Yeah.
Irritating bleeding sister.
She's a good girl, very strong-natured girl, mate. She's really, she's been through the wars, bless her, most of her life with this illness. And like I say, she had to have the liver transplant, and I was glad we got her back. So, yeah. Thank you to everyone involved. And it just goes to prove that being an organ donor does benefit, doesn't it? So,
yeah.
Pity the poor sod who gets any of mine.
Well, that's what I was just thinking about mine. Used, abused, and yeah. Used, abused, and thoroughly knackered.
There you go. Another engine done. But no, it's amazing with all of the medical advances, how many people benefit from organ transplantation. And I've always been very pro transplant myself, you know what I mean? Even before it got Wilma, it was something I'd always passionately believed in doing, you know. So whether or not I'd still be allowed to because of the amount of medical drugs I've had to take over the years and been an ex-smoker and all of that, I don't know whether mine would be accepted. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. The smoking side of it, once you give up, the body does, to a degree, repair itself.
Yeah. But no, I've still got me thing around me wrist with all me stuff in it, the SOS thing, and in there I've got the, you know, organ donor bit, you know, but I don't know whether they would or not. You're not going to know, are you? You're dead, so I don't know.
You're dead, aren't you?
You know, if they get them, and it helps someone else, good luck to them.
Right,
If they decide not to use them, I understand.
Mind you, if they can't use them for someone else, they may use them for medical research.
Yes. Well, yeah. You know, I've already agreed that the brain and the bits associated with it can go off for MS research. You know what I mean? So, because it is something I'm passionate about, I must admit, because you always have this nagging doubt, don't you, that there may be some kind of hereditary issue with it. And, you know, my aunt had MS, so part of you thinks, you know, if it's passed on, and God forbid one of my lads was thing, I just think I could do something to help future generations. Then I think it's the right thing to do. But research on that alone has gone mad over the last decade, you know, and you never know. I know cure's a long way off, but if they can help people with it, all the more. I'm liking that, Dave. That's really coming together.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like the sharp mouth and all. It just gives it a bit of that. Yeah, you want some, do you? They're on about Jacqueline, where she is. Yeah, bless her. Yeah, Mike's going, yeah, it's a bit too far from him. I would have scoffed a lot by the time I get there. Yeah, of course I would, mate. I would take a photograph of your plate of food steadily emptying by the minute where me and Dave were sharing the contents out.
I'd just take a photograph of an empty plate and say, "Oh, you've had it, mate."
Yeah, you know, because we are mates at the end of the day, and we look after our own. And as he's belting down the motorway, seeing the meatballs and that disappearing off of his plate, you know, the whimper would be worth recording, wouldn't it, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Lewis is going, where's West Sussex? Anyone would think I'm a lorry driver. Yeah, bless him. If it's not on the sat nav. Mind you, though, you're all in 40-foot trailer behind you, mate. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I can imagine some of the idiots you see on the roads as well, mate. Jacqueline Stevens there saying, have you heard of Brighton? Is that near Blackpool? Says Lewis. Of course, yeah, you're up north, ain't you, mate? They're sort of in that area of the country that was modelled on Royston Vasey. Apparently, they've got telephone up there now, Dave.
Have they?
Yeah. I don't know whether they've got Channel 4 yet, though.
Oh, well, they're not missing much.
But you're not saying that they're behind the times, but apparently up north, the mullet has just become a fashion trend.
Yeah, apparently up north they've got electricity now.
No.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, they've just had the upgrade from gas.
Wow. That's impressive, mate. Mike's going, thanks a bunch. Hey, mate, that's the least we could do, mate. At least we're sending you a photograph of what you would have had. Bless him. Now, do I or don't I put that on, or do I leave that as is for now? Decisions. Oh, God. I would probably leave that as it is and let everything cure. Because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have a go at doing it, and the decals will move. So I'm going to put that there. I'll come off the bench cam and do a bit more chattage. Let's come out of there and go on to there, like so. Oh, what have we got? Lewis is saying he's from the East Midlands, not north or south. Oh, you're in that bit in the middle that everyone flies over.
Oh, what? Near Milton Keynes?
Yeah, I think Mike's up in Everton, if I remember rightly. Yeah, that's that. I can imagine now he's sitting there with a piece of tissue paper, wiping the tea stains off his monitor where he spat his tea out.
Well, he does sort Everton, doesn't he? So he must live in the Everton area.
Yeah, exactly. You know which one's his house. It's got the blue front door.
Yeah.
Sergeant Bones is saying he's even heard that they've got flushing toilets up north. Apparently, Sarge,
Ooh.
they're now moving the outside toilets inside up north. There's a thought. Quano Man's going, he still has the gas. I laugh out there. Too many beans. Yeah, I can imagine it's like that scene out of Blazing Saddles, you know, the one that always breaks our ribs whenever we see it. I'd have loved to have seen the outtakes of that. Mike saying hello to Quano, where you been? We've been told off. Mike Mountain is put in capital letters, stop it now. And he's also put Davey, exclamation mark. See, I've been good. You've been naughty. Okay. Yeah, he sussed you out, mate. I told you he would. So if we was to get printed out scaly models stickers, but instead of them being red, blue, and sent them to him, I don't think he would want them sent out, would he?
Yeah, I think so.
Could we be that cruel?
Well, I was thinking, you know, me red T-shirt that I had on the other night.
Yes.
I was thinking about seeing if I could get an Everton iron-on badge and put it on me red shirt.
I couldn't possibly encourage you to do it. I couldn't do that, mate.
Even if it came off in the wash one after it, it'd be just. Oh my saying, don't you dare, capitals.
The trouble is, Dad, he would do it now because it's in his head, mate. And that's the thing. It's in his head, and he's going to be going, yeah, I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to put you full screen, Dave, so that we can have a little looky-loo at how far you got there, mate, because I'm liking the look of that.
Right, here we go. So, camouflage is done. I've uncovered the windows.
Good man.
I've done the underside paintwork.
Yeah.
The engines are on. I've got to do a little bit of work on the engines because when I took the cotton sticks out, he's pulled some of the paint off. So.
Oh dear, mate. Yeah, you've had a bit of but you can always add a bit of weathering in there, can't you, mate?
Well, I want to do the jet exhaust colour on there anyway, so
yeah,
that's not a problem. And I'm just trying to get it so that the pod fits a bit better.
Yeah. Sarge is saying, I've got a question. Is West Ham a special kind of cured pork? No, you're thinking of wet spam, mate.
That's almost there now. But that's with the pod almost.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's looking mint, mate. I'm liking that.
But the pod will get a bit more weathering and
yeah,
it'll get a bit gnarly, I think.
Lewis is saying that he thinks he needs to upgrade his teas made, only she never bought it to him. Mate, he's cruising for a bruising, isn't he?
He's cruising for something.
No, I like that, Dave. That's come up really nice, mate.
Yeah, I've got to get some decals. I don't quite know what I want to do with those yet.
Sarge is saying, love the camo, Dave. That's mint.
Thank you.
Graham McRoberts in saying, sorry late, but hi folks. Hiya Graham, hope you're keeping well, mate.
Everton.
But no, I like that. So, Sarge, I like that, Dave. That's come up really well, mate. I've done me decals and me striping. Me jets have had a base colour of blue, gunmetal blue on them. So, yeah, we're getting there. Little nod to our friend Sergeant Bones there, United States Army. Stripe all round the top and on the jets on the sides. And obviously, for those that didn't see it earlier, the obligatory shark mouth.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a shark's mouth.
So that's how far I've got, and then I've done painted me mole and stuff like that with their base colours. So they've got to be weathered, and done my jets with the decals, and then I've got to silver them and finish off bluing and weathering and all of that. So we're getting there with them, Dave, aren't we?
Yeah, they're coming along slowly.
Well, that's the whole idea of it. I mean, what do you reckon? Another episode, another show out of it, and we should be pretty close to wrapping these up.
I reckon so. I don't know if I'll have the dio done, because I'm not even quite sure what I want to do for a dio for it. But
yeah, I was going to do my island dio and that, but I've actually now decided that I'm going to hang it from the ceiling up there with my other aircraft, because I've got a stealth bomber up there and bits and bobs, and I think the Thunderbird up there would look pretty different. So she's going right above where my 3D printer is. So yeah, because I've got a bit of ceiling space left. Because I've got the other Concord to go up there yet as well to hang from the ceiling. And I need to finish. I've got to film the closing episode of the big 72nd scale Concord. I'm going to dig that down off the shelf, plug all the lighting in and everything, and film it, because I lost the hard drive that originally that was all on, and I've never got round to doing the reveal on it. So I must do that. Sarge will be happy because I've got 16 episodes of the bus video uploaded now. So
I keep him quiet for a little while.
Yeah, they'll be going live. They've all been edited. Mike's seen an episode of it as well, with the sound all edited out. So yeah, I've been a busy little bee, Dave.
You have.
But all my early videos are basically going on the cutting room floor and getting all the sounds redone, because there was a lot of background noise back then in the day, because I had my old system. So in case you wonder where build series have disappeared to. Oh, it's funny, yeah, I only took down the original bus videos yesterday and pinged straight away Messenger. I was looking for your bus videos, mate, and they've all just disappeared. There's a link to the old series, but the new series is going up. So yeah. Well, we're coming up to 6:15, Dave, so I don't know what you want to do regarding your time, mate.
Comes that went quick.
But I know you're on a school night, and I don't want to encroach into what you're doing. Lee's in saying hello, folks. Hope you're all right.
Well, we can give it till past if you want. And then,
yeah, all right, mate, not a problem.
And then call it quits on that.
Graham is saying, Dave, if you're going to build any more army vehicles, let him know, as he's a mate who's ex-army, for any info.
Oh.
Candy's saying the paint treatments on these Thunderbird kits are each exemplary and inspirational. Oh, cheers, dude. It's like anything. I mean, we try to take stuff that is sci-fi and what if, and we try and put them into real life, real world situations. We did it with the cat, the AT-AT as a Caterpillar quarry vehicle, the AT-ST I done as a SWAT. You done yours as Urban Digital, didn't you, Dave? And it's the same with the Thunderbird 2s. It's like, well, what would they be used for if they was in the real world, in the modern world? And yeah, it's something different, isn't it? I mean, you don't just have to build a kit out the box. You know, with us, we like to say, well, it's your kit, and if you want to paint it like that, you can, because we have. So, yeah. Sarge's saying, laugh out loud, Davey. You could be a bit more prolific with your videos, smiley face.
Okay.
Scaly Models is going hump at Quano. Lee Eagle saying, hi guys, hope you're well. How do, Lee? Hope you're all right, mate.
Hello, mate.
Mike saying hello to Lee, as is Lewis. Quano's going, is something wrong, Dad? Yeah, he's creating mischief in the chat, isn't he? You've got to watch him. It's always the quiet ones. He's saying nothing to Quano. Kevin Stevens is saying good show again, chaps. Makes our day fly by. Thank you. That's what we're here for, mate. I mean, I'm at the bench anyway because I no longer work because of, yeah, we all know why. And Dave having a day off, it just gave us a chance just to give back to you guys. So if you want to keep us company, we'll carry on doing these midweek shows. You know, we wasn't sure at first, Dave, was we? As to
it was a shall I, shan't I, shall we, shan't we? It was a bit, and we thought,
yeah, I just thought people would get fed up with seeing us. But, you know, if you're happy for us to do these midweek shows at the bench, we'll do them, because the brunch is the brunch. That's the Sunday brunch is all about you guys and what you do and the work you do and the gallery and sitting there with a cup of tea and a bacon sandwich, getting to know the viewers. That's what the brunch is there for. And quite often people go, oh, you know, you haven't put a video up for a while, but you've got on the bench. And it just led me to think perhaps a midweek show at the bench with what we're building might then, that gives us an opportunity to pimp ourselves, because a lot of people say to us, you don't pimp your channels. Well, now we do, because we're at the bench. And then it lets us look forward to our day off on a Sunday where we can get to know you guys and talk about what you do, because that's the buzz for us, isn't it, mate?
oh, yeah, make sure everybody that posts up in the gallery gets a bit of the limelight.
Yeah, Quano's giving it a tee-hee-hee, and Sarge has come up with a good one. He said, funny thing I've just noticed, since Dad's a moderator, his name's in blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Stevens is saying, hit the like button, folks, the thumbs up button. Yeah, it helps us. It helps the videos creep up the search rankings and that in the search engines, and helps the statistics on the channel. It makes it become more viewable by other people. So it helps me, it helps us, it helps Dave as well, because he's part of this and his channel's pimped throughout. So it helps everyone. So, yeah, thumbs up button, and also click the bell if you haven't already done so. And then that way you'll get notifications of when new content goes up. And remember to subscribe to my sidekick, the Silverback, there, because, you know, he's good enough to give me his time and 12 heads out. Sprue and Glue saying, love watching your shows at Colin and Dave. Thank you very much, mate. We try our best. You know, we don't pretend to be experts at the hobby. We have a good go. But for me, my buzz is just interacting with people. This is my window to the world. I've said it a million times. And, you know, I'm at the bench, but having or knowing someone else is there and you're keeping them company and helping them, that's a buzz for me. Inspires me to keep going. Quano apparently is saying he is innocent, governor. Once I is, without an H. Jacqueline saying Wednesday is her day off. Happy days. Muse is laughing out loud. Scaly Models is saying, nope, Quano, it's E. Yeah, they're creating mischief with each other.
Looks like it.
Music saying, yeah, when YT decides to actually send out notices on time. Yeah, Chris did one the other week, and I got the notification lunchtime the following day. Gross Models is live. It's like, oh, well, I'll go in and have a look. And it was the night before show. It's like, okay. Whether or not that's time zone issues, I don't know. But it helps. And like I say, we look forward to the brunch, though, Dave, don't we?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we'll catch up on a Saturday, don't we, for about an hour and go, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, the gallery's looking nice and full. And yeah, it just gives us a chance to chat to people about them. And we've got, if any of you in the chat are patrons to me channel, don't forget this Saturday at 4, is it 4 or 4:30? I can't remember now. But I'm doing an off-air hangout for me patrons as well, as a way of thanking them, and they get to come in and join us and say hello. So if you're a patron of mine, pop over to me patron channel, have a little scrolly pops, and you'll see the link is already in there. Click it, check that you appear as Backroom on the link, and can you let me know on Patreon that it works for you, so that I can get a gauge as to whether the link is actually viable. Quano Man is saying it's all Dad's fault. He's a naughty daddy. Oh, Lee's saying he's got barbecue chicken and chips on his bench, Dave.
I'm getting hungry.
And do you know something? Lee isn't far from me. Yeah, Lee is in that pizza delivery radius of closeness to where I am. Yeah, if you hear the sound, Lee, of your letterbox go, and you look and you see that, that's me going, can I have some? Sprue and glue, if I may, Colin. Remember, folks, the Wednesday late crash tonight at 9 p.m. No, pimp away, mate. Not a problem, dude. Have you put a link in me group, mate? I haven't got me group open. I'll just go and check. If you haven't, pimp it, mate. But no, never apologise for pimping your own stuff, mate. That's what this is about. You know, if you're in the chat and you've got a show coming up, just pimp it. I don't mind. Well, let's have a looky-loo. That's us. I don't want to go too mad because I've got loads of photos in the gallery. There was one, the last one there was Philip Prime put one up for primetime modelling. So if you want Sprue and glue, spam it on the page and spam it in me group, mate. And hopefully you get people coming up and tuning in. That's 9 p.m. tonight, folks. Wednesday late crash. Oh. By the words late, does that mean you talk grown-up speaks?
Oh, that could get a bit naughty then.
I don't know about you, though, Dave. I'm kind of looking forward to doing this late night diamond art one. We need to formulate our plan because a lot of us are waiting on deliveries, aren't we? So
yeah, and that could get a bit naughty, that one.
Yeah. Honestly, there's going to be loads of fudge sticks and broom handles, just in case Connor and Paige are within earshot. There's going to be loads of fudge stick and broom handles and, yeah. Line-haired Rileys, Dave.
Yeah, 1 or 2 golly goshes and
Yeah. Oh, drat and dagnamit.
Oh, sticks of the fiddle.
Mike is saying, yep, the link works fine. Thanks for testing that, mate. You are a legend. So, yeah, there's Mike's one of my patrons. You're one of mine as well, Dave. Get you test it for yourself as well at some point, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do.
Muse is going, ah, ha, 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 ha. Lee's going, yeah, I'll share with you, Festa. Yeah, good man, mate. Muse is going, I'll be at work tonight, so I'll have to watch that one later. Bless her. And yeah, she's saying the swear jar's going to be huge. You should have seen me and him when we open the ones we've bought, but we're not starting them until after we've done the live, because we want to go into the live one totally blind to it, Dave, don't we?
Yep, yeah.
I've been stealthily having a look at what Nat does on a Friday, and I'm like, damn, she does that quick. Mate, I ain't going to be that good. I'm going to have more stuck to me than I am the bit of paper.
I think there's going to be more stuck on the floor with me than there is on the...
Jacqueline's going, yeah, we're both waiting for you to start so we can both join you. Yeah, Ross is sending us some diamond art ones for the live stream. So once they arrive, we'll be able to then get together with everyone that wants to take part so that we can all agree on when we're going to be in, when we're going to be starting, so that everyone's aware. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit mad, isn't it? We also need to sort out the charity as well, don't we? Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about raising a bit of cash, if we can. But, yeah, people choose to donate, they can. It's not going to me or you. It goes to them. And that's
Great Ormond Street or wherever.
That's why we want to do it, so that link is there, so that everything's transparent. Folks know that if they're donating something, it's going to that cause. I would hate for people to think it's going to Festa's fund or Dave's fund. We're not about that. But I'm looking forward just to doing something different, and it's giving us also a chance, Dave, to meet some other people that are doing other crafts that we wouldn't normally get to interact with. And it, dare I say, if it brings the plastic modelling community and the crafting community together and we get a bit of crossover, mate, if us doing a live diamond art gets more people tuning in, and that's Friday night crash, I'm an happy bunny. My job's done.
Yeah.
Because she's getting an increase in foot traffic on her show. So I'm happy doing that. And if Jacqueline gets more rabbit orders because people have seen it on my end credits, I'm happy.
Well, especially with us pair of idiots doing diamond art, they're going to watch us and go, well, hang on, where's someone that knows what they're doing? Oh, we go over and see Nat because she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Because we ain't got a clue, mate, have we? Let's be honest. We are absolutely bricking it, if we're honest. But yeah, Quano's going, so how many diamonds stuck to Colin will it be before he looks like a drag queen on a party parade, mate? You haven't seen me on a Saturday night. The only thing that spoils it's the goatee, Dave, isn't it?
Well, yes.
Nat's going, I've shared the link for the late night crash in the group. Anytime, any of you out there that have got new video content on your channels, if you haven't pimped your channel on the group or you do live streams, spam the group with it. I don't mind. That's what it's there for. It's about you. Again, like I say, if you've not posted your channel in the links, do so, because we do channel visits on a Sunday as well. We just randomly go in and have a looky-loo. So that's the diamonds one. Muse's going, yeah, right, Quano. Sprue and Glue saying thank you to Nat. Graham McRobert is going, question, does anyone ever build wooden boat kits? Reese over at RJC Models, mate. Graham. He does wooden boats with his dad.
Yeah.
And the proper floaty ones with all the marine varnish on it and all of that lot. And he's a pretty dab hand at it, mate. So if you haven't visited his channel, RJC Models, Graham, and yeah, you'll be in for a treat there. Sprue and Glue's going, gem your goatee at Festa Workshop. Yeah, I think that would look good with a bit of the old diamonds and glitter, wouldn't it? They're rotten to me, Dave. They're bullying me in the chat, mate. Well, judging by the look on your face and that look of my belly is calling me, you're pretty much ready to...
Diagnostics on the throat because he thinks he's been cut off.
All right, bless him. So we're going to wrap up for the afternoon, folks. I'd like to say thank you for coming in and keeping us two idiots company.
Yeah, thank you very much. Wouldn't have been the same without you.
Absolutely. Next week, Dave, are we on at 4 or 4:30? Because you're back at work, aren't you?
Yeah, can we do 4:30, please?
Yeah, up past 4 next week, folks. I'll put a link up with the new time. And we'll be on at up past 4 next week, and we'll do a couple of hours next Wednesday.
Yep.
In between that, we'll be doing the brunch, usual time, up past 12 till up past 2. So we look forward to you joining us on that. Thank you for your time and company.
Yeah.
And until then, see you Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.